In a world where Carolina Panthers fans have an insatiable thirst for Panthers news and opinions, only one podcast roars ferociously. It's the C3 Panthers Podcast.
Welcome back to Planet Earth, Carolina Panther fans. The fairy tale is over, at least momentarily, as the Carolina Panthers fall 27-21, where to the Washington football team, where Ron Rivera and his robust, bountiful chest with his arms folded came to Carolina and dismantled the dreams of the 4 or 5 fans that were there at the game, despite all the still burgundy jerseys. Carolina Panthers defense, underwhelming today. The team out-coached in so many ways. And Cam Newton's return to Bank of America, despite being pretty good from his perspective, from like the offensive side of the ball, is dashed with a cold glass of, Mexican beer as Ron Rivera steals the show today. Matt Rule infuriated. So much to talk about. And we're going to do it with my favorite peoples in the world, the people in the YouTube chat, but also my homie, my wheel man, Cody Lashley.
Tony Dunn, look, I could be on here and be all pissed off. And listen, I am pissed off. I am pissed off. But, we're going to talk for the next, 2.5, 3 hours about how terrible this defense played and how they did everything in their power to give away this football game. And they did. But the fact of the matter is we're still not out of it, man. And I know Panther fans are angry right now, especially. And that's not what you hear right now. You want to be angry, but listen, man, we're not out of it. We had a bad day, a really bad day. And listen, the post-game show is your therapy session. You come here to vent. You come here to feel better. And Tony Dunn, you already know that we're going to do it with the best Panther fans in all of YouTube. I'm going to try and read off all the usuals here. AJ Lindsay, my man Drew, Chris Mortensen, Dexter Henderson, Jay Behringer, Josh Rivera, Sarah Taylor, The Sports Blitz, Paul Mancini, Richard's Outdoor World, Tony Dunn. Ain't nothing to it but to do it, brother. Let's roll.
Let's shout out the richest man in Panther Nation today. Might as well bought a dang Cam Newton t-shirt for $60. Man, how's he selling them joints for $60? Actually, that's my first criticism of Cam is his We Back shirt is $60. Hit us with a $35 t-shirt. Nirvash, thank you very much for the support. Defense picked a hell of a day to shit the bed. Dante just lost his payday. The offense did well. Cam balled, but Brady never calling for down the field passing plays is becoming problematic and holding them back. I kind of thought that at least on the 4th down call that it was a little too conservative, just going straight for the sticks, and then the veteran Christian McCaffrey not getting to the stick and not knowing where the stick was at. And, just a lot of errors at the end that continue to circle back to the coaching staff, maybe being a little bit in over their head at times. And how about that is Ron Rivera, folks, that's a Ron Rivera game, bro. That's how Ron Rivera wins games. Look, I told you, you're only going to get 2 chances to win this game. When we got to the 4th quarter, you knew you were going to touch the ball twice.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yep.
You knew you were going to touch the ball twice. So a lot to talk about. We got CK in the house. How you doing, my man?
Listen, today was supposed to be a day of celebration, and I think it can still be that, but it has been marred with a lackluster performance all around. I know a lot of people want to say the offense did well. The offense didn't.
It was just okay.
The offense was okay, but one of my biggest frustrations is, again, and I still lay a lot of this criticism on Brady's head. The 2 for 9 or 2 for 10 on 3rd down is not acceptable. Like, you have one of the most, the best 3rd down playmakers in the league with Cam Newton and CMC, and you're not able to do more than that. Like, that's just a problem. And yes, there are some issues with the offensive line, but I think right now this loss is at the hands of this defense. and Joe Brady's play calling.
Well, I wouldn't get too much on Joe Brady on this one. I mean, and I've probably been the hardest on him out of this whole bunch for a while.
I would say CK has.
Yeah, I've been hard on him.
Yeah. The third down is kind of marred by being put in some really tough situations, whether it be false starts or some like weird penalties where we're like, down in distance makes it difficult.
Right.
So, I mean, is that, and you're right, but at that point in the game, you're looking at third and fourth down being together. If you're converting fourth downs, who cares? Not who cares, but and we didn't at the end. But the Panthers defense, was not, it's kind of hard. I just don't want to come out and say they're the worst, they didn't, they lost this game, but they, for a coaching staff that kind of pumped the defense up as being like ready to win now, they didn't win today.
Yeah. And I want to make this clear, 100% clear. I am by no means giving a pass to the defense. The defense absolutely, and I'll be more critical even beyond that. Yes, the defensive line couldn't stop a nosebleed, but Dante Jackson was probably played his worst game I've ever seen him play as a Carolina Panther. And that isn't even that's not even a debate. I don't think anybody can watch today's game and think, oh, Dante Jackson has had worse games. It's not true. Dante Jackson had one of his worst games he's ever played today. And regardless of who he was facing, it doesn't matter. If he wants to come out in here and get a payday, he needs to be able to cover guys like McLaren. He needs to be able to come out here and cover guys like McKissick. People out of the backfield when they were like, there's just the defensive line, obviously, big disappointment letting, running backs get through the line. But the defense is definitely the major problem with this game. But again, we're still looking at a very vanilla
coaching
play call.
Wasn't so great, man. And let's call out Matt Fool and Phil Drew. Phil Snow had to tell you, and they weren't getting it done for him. He wasn't ready. He got, and I would arguably say that Rivera's staff outcoached him today.
Yeah, can we call Joe Brady Joe Frady? He's Frady.
Yeah, we got to come up with any loss we have. We call him Matt. We either call him Rat Mule or Matt Fool. I'll take either one is acceptable. I think Phil Drew is kind of good because he's old. And I love him. Look. I know people can be like, Phil Snow's awesome, this and that. But you know what I'm saying? Is we're only so awesome when we ain't winning. Yeah. So everybody's going to get a little fun. I'm going to poke a jab at everybody.
Everybody's going to get it today. No one is off limits.
Not Frady or Joe Frady.
How about this? Our defensive line got fucking pushed around by their offensive line that was already hurt. That was missing Samuel Cosme. At one point, they were down to their third center, and they bullied us at the line of scrimmage, man. Really, on both sides of the football, I felt like that was true. Poor line of scrimmage play. We only had one sack. Earlier in the game, even after you see Dante Jackson continuously being cooked by McLaurin, then only later in the game, they decided to put Stephon Gilmore on him. Yeah, shout out to Michael Aaron. 100% it should have been that. Why did it take so long? I heard you say in the Panther creator chat, Tony, that maybe they didn't like the speed-on-speed matchup. But even still, you're talking about one of the most dominant shutdown corners of the past decade.
Well, Gilmore got cooked.
Put that guy on their best receiver. It's so fucking dumb.
I know. Gilmore got cooked last year by McLaurin when he was in New England. At least that's what my Washington football friend told me. Right. And I said, I got to go back and look at it. But still, he said this is that McLaurin had a day with Gilmore struggled with him. Now, I don't know where Gilmore was with his injuries at that point last year. So there's some questions there. So maybe they didn't like the matchup because they saw that. Maybe they liked how good Dante was playing this year. But you're right. Look, is that if you're going to sell Gilmore as the guy, the most the shutdown guy, he should be able to handle. You
traded for him. You traded any meaningful picks for him.
He should be able to handle any type of player, the big body, the fast player, some different things like that. So we got a lot to talk about. The number is 252-228-5098. That is 228-5098. Smash the thumbs up button. Be a part of the C3 Panthers post-game show. You can jump in the chat room where it's always lit. Let's start with this, Cody.
Yeah.
Black on black.
Dude, here we go with this horse
luck,
shit,
bro. Bad luck. Black on black equals bad luck. Dude, this story today was so high. Actually, I'm gonna segue into this because I know you don't like it. My magic pajamas. I'm a Mormon. I'm not Mormon. I'm Catholic. But I want magic pajamas. If you guys pair,
your magic underwear.
I will take some if you got something to loan me. The high was so much. I heard the commentator at one point, and shout out to Matt Sanchez. Was it Matt Sanchez? Mark Sanchez. First of all, I love how complimentary of Cam he is. He's like the first person that says nice things about Cam all the time. He's like, he throws the best ball and it was wobbling. I was like, man, I love this guy already.
And he also said that Cam, he's throwing one of the tighter passes.
Right. And I was like, I love this guy already. But he did say something that stuck out to me. It was like how Cam's running around between plays, right? He runs to the 50-yard, puts the ball out. It was not a criticism. He said, how are you going to maintain? It's hard to maintain that energy. But I want to expand that discussion beyond Cam Newton, who might be the most energetic force in the world, like the immovable object type force. But do you know the energy surrounding the storyline? It was tough to maintain. And I wondered how it was at Bank of America as Washington scores on the final possession of the first half, gets the ball back. And I believe, did they score again? Let's see, hold on, scoring drives here. But my question is that like the high that came with it, right? It's tough to maintain that high.
Yeah. Hey, real quick, just so I make sure we don't miss them. 89 J Sub says Panthers gonna Panther. Shake my head. Thanks you 89 for the 199. And then Theron Jenkins says, how much of this gets credit to Ron Rivera knowing Dante's weaknesses and when to pick on him? And I think that's a great point too. And we talked about this a little bit on my Friday Free For All show. And I asked everybody, with Ron Rivera coming back to town, having a lot of ideas about who these guys are and what kind of players they are, you have to think that played in to how they were able to kind of, render us kind of obsolete in a
I
bunch
don't
of
think
ways.
so.
And then also, listen, I'm going to give credit
too
where
much
credit,
bro.
Due. How about this? I'm going to give credit where credit is due, and I don't know if anyone's going to do this. Taylor Heineke's a fucking dog, bro.
Yeah, y'all made Taylor Heineke for a while, dude.
Taylor Heineke is a fucking dog. That dude made some plays off platform. That dude at one play,
he's fun. We're rooting for him. It's just not today.
To a fucking pretzel on one play.
Bro, we need to pull a little harder, man. They should have pulled a little harder. Another lackluster effort by our defense to not break him in half.
They should have made up for what Matt Jones did to Brian Burns.
Nah, I'm just saying this. I've heard defensive players. I love listening to LeVar Arrington in the morning. I hate Jonas Knox, by the way. 2 cups of Joe, 2 pros and a cup of Joe. It's Brady Quinn. But I love how just honest he is about this. Is I'm trying to fucking hurt you when I'm on defense. That's like my mentality. So like y'all sad motherfuckers out there about this and that. And think about it. I don't want the guy to be hurt. Right. But at the end of the day, he comes and converts a 4th down or whatever right after that play. If he's unavailable, I don't have no shame in that. In fact, I don't even know if he was down. But it's hard to maintain that high, dude. And then look, Cody, I'll give you the mic back. Is that Washington comes out and scores on a 10-play, 66-yard, 5 minutes and 39-second drive to start the third quarter to put them up 21-14. It's hard to maintain that energy throughout. And we thought that the Carolina Panthers offense was going to help the defense be more energetic and have that longevity. It just didn't work today.
And listen, another thing that I've got to say, and I'm just going to be open and honest about the criticism. Like, we're not going to do the revisionist history about our edge rushers. We think that Brian Burns and Hassan Reddick are really talented. But the fact of the matter
Reddick is a beast, motherfucker.
He's a beast. But the fact of the matter is, dude, Brian Burns and Hassan Reddick, they're really good at the speed rush, and Hassan Reddick has a great secondary move. But when it goes back to Brian Burns, he really lacks that play strength at the line of scrimmage. He doesn't have that bull rush. I feel like a lot of the times he's just a speed move. Now, granted, they are double teaming him at times, but still, man, I feel like from a player that we have expected so much from, we have not seen what we wanted to see from Brian Burns. Like, there are games like this where you're hoping your best defensive pass rusher is going to take over football games. He didn't, and he doesn't. And I don't care if you want
Reddick
to say
does, though. I don't want no Reddick smoke on this podcast, bro.
I mean, I'm not really talking about Reddick. I'm more talking about Brian Burns not living up to the very high.
I know. I'm looking at the chat too. I'm looking at the chat and this and that. I just don't want no Reddick smoke. I don't want no Reddick smoke because is those criticisms that maybe these guys are undersized against the run, this and that. But Reddick has been. How about this? Thank God for Reddick.
Right.
Imagine this defense without Hassan Reddick. Number one.
Shane made some big plays too.
Yeah, he also got beat a couple times.
Still not just dominant at this point. But I think the question is it might be more not more suited, but with Burns, because I don't like shitting on players, without like really watching it, just because their production wasn't what we wanted it to be. Exactly. If he gets one sack all of a sudden in this game and he didn't, then like it's all forgiven. But maybe you've heard me talk about this in the past with wide receivers and complementary wide receivers. Right, is that you need speed guys and big guys. The problem with Dave Gettleman in the past, he went and got two giant guys. He didn't have no speed. In the past, we had two small guys. We didn't have no red zone threat. Wonder if Brian Burns and Hassan Reddick, being the edge rushers, are not complementary enough to where it's their strengths are too similar.
They are. I also feel like we need a bigger bodied hand in the dirt defensive end.
Someone like Gross Matos.
Yeah, someone like Gross Matos. But I mean, even him, he's had some good plays, but he hasn't lived up to that starting.
Well, he hasn't played at all. He hasn't played at all. I haven't seen his number at all.
Point, we have guys. We have Marquise Haynes. We have Gross Matos. We have Brian Burns. We have Hassan Reddick. But the fact of the matter is, I feel like every time they want to run to the outside or bounce to the outside, they were able to. Hey, how about this? Why does Derek Brown have so many fucking offside penalties? He lines up right in front of the ball, and you're jumping offsides. Like in 2 years,
was it Derek Brown or was it the
lineman jump offside?
Deontay Brown did that.
No, I'm talking about Derek Brown or number 95.
Did he have offside?
I didn't see him have the offside today. I saw Deontay Brown have the offsides.
No, Deontay Brown.
No, Deontay Brown plays.
Not Deontay. Oh God, now I can't even remember his name.
Dante Jackson.
Yeah, no, Jones. Daquan Jones.
I thought it was Daquan too. I was listening to it on the radio, so I didn't get to see it. Somebody chat, fact check. Who got the offsides?
I know he got an offside penalty because he blew up the play in the backfield.
Joshua says Derek Brown.
Yeah, that one. Yeah. But I don't even think that was offsides. If you watch that, like he jumped a little bit, but he didn't even move his mark. Like they called offsides just because he moved, like which was ridiculous.
And by the way, Peaceful Savage, I can't believe you believe that, dude. If you think that PJ Walker was gonna be the magical key that gets us a fucking W today, dude.
Bro,
put down the crack pipe, brother. Come on.
I hate to be the one to disagree with that too. Like that was definitely not a Cam Newton issue today whatsoever. Like
Cam Newton was not the issue today.
How about this? Was Cam a little bit in my opinion, I thought he would be rustier in the passing game than he was today.
Oh,
you know what I'm saying? With so
point.
much time off, he hasn't been like. Not only has he not been in the Carolina system and things and had time with the receivers, he just hasn't been playing football. I would actually say that when it comes to the passing game, it was sharper today than I expected it to be.
Yeah, oh, absolutely. I think I'm right there with you. I thought that was a bit of a surprise to see him come out and actually, play as well. Obviously, we knew he was gonna. We were all hopeful, I guess, that he was gonna come out and ball out. But like we all kind of have. I would venture to guess at least all of us had our expectations, and our expectations probably didn't put there that he was going to have as high of a completion rated that it did, and all that stuff. Like it was definitely a better performance from Cam Newton than I would have anticipated coming to a new offense.
Hey, listen, before we go any further, because I have a lot to say about that, what you just mentioned too specifically.
Yeah.
We have 200 people watching right now, and there's 48 thumbs up. Listen, you bunch of freaks. Your daddy needs to talk to you real quick.
Oh, hey. Well, hello there. You guys are coming in here for your therapy session after watching the Carolina Panthers just do nothing against the Washington Redskins. Cam Newton's homecoming was disappointing to see the game end with an L for the Panthers. Unfortunate, but you guys are here and you haven't hit that thumbs up button yet? For the therapy session? What are we going to give you? Lower tier therapy? Absolutely not. Hit the thumbs up. This is your subscriber shame.
Subscriber shame. 200 people watching, 81 thumbs up. Listen, man.
It's free, baby. It's free.
It's free. That's all we want you to do.
It's cheaper than that Cam Newton t-shirt.
It's cheaper than a Cam Newton t-shirt, but you know what else, man? It helps Panther Nation be able to continue to grow after a game like this. You want to be able to come in and vent. We're going to put everything on screen. You just see me showing your comments. C3 Podcast is for the fans, by the fans. Going back to something that CK said, too, I think one of the things that we forget, Cam Newton has never really been a fast starter. I mean, in his time in Carolina, he really turns it on. Like after his third or fourth game, he kind of finds that rhythm. And that's why I agree with you, Tony. I feel like on such short notice, only a few practices under his belt, I felt like Cam Newton came in and played a good football game today. On that perfect seam pass touchdown to Christian McCaffrey, I mean, that was just a thing of beauty, man. I thought Cam was distributing the ball well. He had a few incompletions. He put a ball a little bit too far out in front of Christian McCaffrey on the third down play. But other than that, I feel like Cam read the field well. The biggest criticism that I have, and this is where I can agree with CK on our criticisms of Joe Brady, like, one, what in the fuck did we pay Robbie Anderson for? If he's the fastest receiver on our football team and Cam Newton clearly has the arm to be able to get him the football, why are we not ever attempting to take shots on first or second down?
Right.
Like, let's attempt to affect all areas of the football field because you're allowing the defense to be able to clamp down on you. And we continue to see that, man. It doesn't matter who the quarterback is. If you're never going to be willing to throw the ball downfield, you're putting so much extra pressure on, one, the quarterback, two, the offensive line, and number three, Christian McCaffrey, who you already run so much of our offense through.
Right.
I mean, we really have to be better at that. I'm interested to hear why you all think our over-the-top game isn't better than it is. And real quick, 89J Subs says there were Panther fans yelling for PJ the whole game. I don't know why. Cam doesn't deserve this. Yeah, it's like, I don't understand this, man. Anyone saying that that Cam Newton is the reason.
It's like an irrelevant conversation. If Cam would have played poorly today, then let's have that conversation.
I don't even think
yeah, I mean, you're not even then, but he played really well. And this isn't me just trying to defend him. Like, they scored points today.
Right.
We scored 21 points. We moved the ball. We had a couple of times where we were putting some, and look, he wasn't put in the best situations all the time. So it wasn't like, but it just wasn't like Cam having a bad day and the offensive line playing great, which they played all right until the end. It was just this. It was that we could not stop the run. And Terry McLaurin. I mean, there's like two things here. There are two things. It's like, and first of all, I want to give, I know people are going to shit on Dante Jackson, but McLaurin is like top level.
He's
top level. And
Dante was getting burnt by everyone. Like, it wasn't even just McLaurin. He was getting burnt like on that 4th down play. Like, I mean, he was getting burnt everywhere. Yeah. It wasn't even, he was getting burnt by a tight end.
Oh, well, he did have, all right. And then it started to set in. He had a tough game. The offsides at the end. I mean, like that was, I mean, he's exhausted at that point. Not exhausted. I mean, it's not a defense of him. I'm just saying this. Let's not take away from how good McLaurin is.
No, and
like,
I would
he's
never
a dog, homie.
But that's the problem. He is a dog, right? But if you're in a contract year and you want to play at a level where you believe that you're the best, cornerback on the roster.
Oh, he's not getting the number 1 money.
Oh no, he isn't. This game is proving it. He needs a supporting cast, and he cannot be the number 1 guy. He cannot be on the number one wide receiver of their team, because that is going to be a problem. And
he's a great compliment. It's a great compliment. But where the hell was Gilmore today? Missing in action.
But okay, so that's a good question.
Missing in action, bro.
We're all wondering what happened to Gilmore. But Tony, doesn't that make the question that we've been having about who do we keep after this season?
Well, now you should say neither.
Jackson? No, man. Now I say even more Stephon Gilmore.
No, he didn't do shit today, bro. They were scoring on us. Like his name won't even. He didn't make a. No, like, I mean, we can't say it's just the coaches, because you got to go and look at his play on the field. He was just not involved. And I'm sorry. And he was not manning people up and taking people out of the game. So don't give me this because we didn't call his name. It was a good thing. The fact that Gilmore could not help us either says that there's some sort of injury going on. He's not familiar, which I don't believe he's not familiar enough with the defense by this point after Cam Newton starting and doing all this shit in 5 days, 10 days.
Right.
They weren't throwing his way. What do you mean? They were within whose way were they throwing? Because they weren't running 5 wide out, folks.
But it's not like Gilmore.
They were not running 5. There was 3. Dude, go and look. They put up a stat that said that Heineke got 7 different receivers involved. So he was throwing every way. Don't act to me like Gilmore is
short amount of time. He has come down here and shut down his opposing receivers far more than Dante Jackson does. This has been Dante Jackson's best year. And the fact that he
didn't give up a catch because he won't on the I bet you he won't even on the field a lot.
The fact, okay, but that has nothing to do with Stephon Gilmore's level of play. I mean, listen, there's no debating
why ain't he on the field.
A better cornerback than Dante Jackson, and you should blame our coaches for that.
Phil Drew.
Why isn't he on the field? Because he needs to be on the field, and it's bullshit that he wasn't. And by the way, especially now when you consider,
look, this is Corey Roundtree says he was on the field. I challenge. Then who was he covering, bro? Because I'm telling you, they threw 3 different. Heineke had 3 touchdowns today, and don't just be like it was all AJ and AJ Bouye. And
how many of them were on Gilmore? None of them were on Gilmore. Gilmore didn't give up any touchdowns. In fact, at the end of the game, he made the tackle on Gibson to keep him down in bounds.
Out of bounds.
And gave us more time to be able to try and drive the ball downfield.
Yeah.
Gilmore is not the problem.
Yeah, Gilmore, like, here's the thing. There was 3 touchdowns that were thrown. 2 were on Dante Jackson, I'm thinking, right? Am I not? I'm pretty sure it was 2 on Dante and then 1 on.
You had that one on the Dante Jackson after the big pass, right? So I know you guys don't like to say this, but there was a big pass down the field. Then Dante Jackson gives up this touchdown, which I mean, so he just ran 40 yards downfield, right? And man, they started to pick on Dante. But let's not act like Gilmore was out there just shutting fools down.
He didn't get a pass.
I did watch the goddamn game, Jay. Pray. And I pray to you to just because, look, they threw to that other. There was 3 dudes that caught touchdowns today. 3 guys. And I'm not saying that Gilmore's just getting burnt, But I tell you this, I won't go and, oh, look, Gilmore breaking up passes, Gilmore doing this, Gilmore doing that. And don't give me that shit just because we didn't call his name. He just shut motherfuckers down. Nobody on that defense gets a pass today, even Phil Drew. And I'm telling you, I'm calling the snap count out. I want to see the snap count because I did watch it. Folks. Did the snaps, what was he in for over 40% of the defensive plays? It's a question I have.
But again, you're either talking about injury or you're talking about decisions that our coaches are making. If it's injury,
but that's fine. I mean, but still, if you're going to pay,
it means that they would have lied on the injury report this week if Gilmore wasn't listed on the injury report, which he wasn't. So then that tells me that it's our coaches that didn't have him out there. Fact of the matter is, Dante Jackson looked fucking terrible today, and all those times that McLaurin cooked him, it should have been Gilmore in on that play. And the fact of the matter is, we have J.C. Horn coming back. We need to make it a point, I think, to keep Gilmore and get J.C. Horn very much involved with this defense as soon as he gets back, man, because our defenders got cooked today. Cooked.
I will say this much. I can't really recall Stephon Gilmore. I don't know what his I'm interested to see his snap count because I was thinking that early on in the game.
Yeah.
I do recall thinking that, like, I didn't feel like Stephon. I saw CJ Henderson out there a lot, more than I had. And so I didn't see Stephon
Taylor,
Gilmore.
they're calling his name.
But I also want to preface this. Like, if he was on the field, he didn't have a pass that was caught in his vicinity.
Right.
Like, so, I mean, just because we didn't hear his name doesn't mean he wasn't as impactful.
I want to see the amount of snaps, though.
That's what I'm saying. If he played 20% of the snaps, that's not as impressive. But if he played 60% or more and we didn't hear his name called didn't even see him on the TV because nobody was going his way, then that's absolutely a shutdown corner.
It's still on coaches.
But he didn't play it. All right. Coaches. So then I got to call out old Starsky and Hutch up here. Almost all things gaming. Mr. Starsky and Hutch, detective, said you listened to it on the radio and you didn't watch it. How about this? I had to take my kid and pick him up, and I listened to the final drive of the second quarter and the final drive of the fourth quarter when the game's over. It's Mr. Starsky and Hutch, detective out here trying to pick apart all this crap. And I want to give mad credit to Jordan Gross and Jim Zoki, who are just slaying it on the radio broadcast. But Muggs, I'm telling you, I want to see the snap count. That's all I want to see. I'm not saying Stephon Gilmore had a bad game. I'm just saying, you know what? He didn't shut down Terry McLaurin because Dante Jackson's sitting over there dealing with. And you know what? You guys saying all Dante did was get roasted. No, all you say Dante is getting roasted. He made a big play where it looked like he was getting roasted, and he comes in and smacks the ball out the backside. No credit there.
Overthrown ball, and that was
made the play, bro.
Yeah, and
still made the play.
He went 1 for 6 on plays. He had one good one, and then
I'm just saying. All right.
Ones. How about this? Why does our defense fall off of a cliff when we need it the most? This entire week, everybody was saying that, look, our defense gives Cam Newton a perfect scenario to be able to walk into. He isn't going to have to do the thing that Cam Newton normally does, put on the Superman cape and will this football team to a victory. No, we thought our defense was going to be able to come in and hold it down. Why does our offense, or rather, why does our defense fucking fall off a cliff when they're playing in Bank of America Stadium? We keep on losing.
I tell you why. It's the black on black. It's the black on black uniforms, bro.
We don't have the home field advantage. We don't have the excited fan base. We don't have this. We don't have that. Well, how about the Carolina Panthers win a fucking football game at home before you start bitching about the fans? Like, dude, it pisses me off that the defense plays so bad when we need them the most. I mean, what? That has to be our first show, right?
Jason Lewis says we don't have stamina. And I would say this is that the energy level was so high, it's hard to maintain that throughout the game. And I bet, you got to wonder, again, that's where I come back to, Washington scoring going into the half, getting the ball back and scoring again. That's tough. Them fans with a lot of burgundy out there too, which we know is going to be, it's tough to keep that energy. I do want to say,
but there's one sound that no one knows. What does the fox say?
fumble, 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 fumble. I was at Morgan Fox with another fumble. He recovered a fumble last week and caused a fumble this week. I thought the defense was going to play better today. I thought this when the Carolina Panthers come out and score on that opening drive, then that gives the defense kind of the down distance marker advantage. Right. Playing ahead of the sticks and causing even when they were marching down the field, you cause a fumble. Like what the Fox say, fumble, fumble, fumble. And then Ron Rivera and his team just body blowed us, bro.
There was
McLaurin was the hook. McLaurin was the hook, but they were body blowing us with McKissick and Gibson all day. And I told you on the Panthers defense has some problems with the run at times.
Oh, well, it's always been that case. Every one of our losses they talked about on the broadcast has been 150 yards that we've given up on average to every one of our losses, and we gave them almost 200 this go around. So, I mean, yeah, you're absolutely right. I think this game came down to two drives, not just two plays, but two drives. The drive right before the end of the half where we had an opportunity and we just didn't pull through, and we allowed them to score right before the half, and they were going to come out of the second half with the ball. So they were able to do a 14-point turnaround because of that one piece, because we just couldn't do the things that we needed to do. That was what lost the game, because we were up 7 going into the half. Had they gotten that stop, and then I think the momentum would have maintained if that wouldn't have taken place. But there was a 14-point swing, and that gave them a lead right after the first half. That's right after the second half. I think that's really tough to overcome. I will say this much: let me ask you guys, if Cam Newton wasn't in there, what do you think is the final score here? Because I think we weren't even going to be close if this was Sam Darnold or anybody else.
It might be 7 to 37.
Yeah.
It's like it could have been so much worse. It could have been so much worse. And again, man, that's why. Look, and we have to. Okay, Tony, we've done this thing, or you did this thing where we were doing this. He who shall not be named with Cam Newton. But now that Cam Newton is back. Well, welcome back to all of the problems that we deal with relating to Cam Newton, and that people are going to find a way to blame him for every fucking thing that goes wrong with this football team. Everybody is screaming for PJ Walker. Like, dude, PJ wasn't going to do anything to win this football game for us. And if we're not throwing down the field, it's not because they don't trust Cam's arm. His arm, look, Cam was throwing bullets out there today. He had some zip on his passes. Mark Sanchez even said it during the broadcast. His arm is fine. The arm is not the issue. Let him push
it's more the longevity of the arm that's the question, right? I mean, it's not I don't think any of it has been a one game thing. It's like it does the arm last for the long time, for the long call. I'm just saying this is like if you looked at that game and the first thing y'all want to talk about on the bad side is Cam Newton, then I don't even know how to talk. Is that I mean, we got to talk about Matt Fool at this point.
Yeah.
Getting out coached. He was screaming on the sideline. He's upset. I actually have some questions because what was that one play where we got called a penalty or something? We lost it down, or all of a sudden he was screaming on that, and they had the conference, and I couldn't hear it because again, I was watching it, not listening to it. Starsky.
That was the play where they didn't reset the clock. It only gave them 25 seconds. Yeah. But I mean, there was a lot of them. Like, I mean, let's be honest too. I mean, we were facing the referees in this game too. They were that intentional grounding that should have been, like, I've seen way worse or way less intentional grounding calls called, and Taylor Heineke got away with one there. Like, they were like, oh yeah, there's a guy 15 yards away. That was definitely not intentional grounding. It definitely was that part. And then you add in the lack of even in that there towards the end when we didn't get that fourth down, that was defensive pass interference. The dude was there before the ball even got there. He started tackling Christian McCaffrey. Luckily, The reason they didn't call it is because he didn't catch the ball. I mean, he caught the ball. If he hadn't caught the ball, it might have been a little more obvious, but that was defensive pass interference. There was a lot of things that they didn't call. And luckily they called a lot of things that were in our favor, but for the most part, the referees were very much bad today as well.
Yeah.
All right. I want to talk about, we're going to go to the cat calls now. The number is 252-228-5098. I'm amped up, bro. Y'all coming at me. I'm coming back. I love y'all. Even Starsky and Hutch out there. I do. And don't worry, I'm used to getting picked on. The old man's used to it, but the old man might be right every now and then. I told you them black and black are bad luck, bro. Bad luck. Give me my underwear. You know what? You didn't wear your lucky underwear today, obviously, and neither did I. The number is 252-228-5098. We got to talk about the kind of, I think we're going to have to go back to Matt Rule a little bit and the coaching staff being out coached today, Ron Rivera and their team. I would argue this is that I know Ron Rivera's halftime speech is better than Matt Rule's.
Oh,
I put money on that. Number two is Matt Rule at the end. The timeouts then were going for it on 4th and 4. I don't mind going for it. I just didn't like the indecision, not going for it, then going for it, wasting a timeout. All of this, we should have, at that point, I mean, because it didn't work out, punted, and trying to get it with the 3 timeouts. And Jay Prey, please call in. Give me your words. I hope they were words of pray. I pray they words of praise. Pray they words of praise, but I'm guessing they ain't. The number is 252-228-5098. Jake the Snake, FU2. Here we go.
What are your thoughts on catcall?
If this plays.
You shouldn't do that to somebody. And how did that make you feel?
Not playing at all. All right.
If
Somebody
you really
else.
don't want your number played, DM me and I'll relay it to Tony.
What do you mean that not want their number played?
He doesn't want his call played. I don't know why.
Why?
So what are your thoughts on catcalling?
Yeah.
All right. Actually, carry me on this. Carry me for a second as I find a different call now. Jesus
I
Christ.
mean, I don't know if that was his though. So I mean,
I was, you know what? I was just working on it.
So,
that was his. I changed the mind at the last second.
All right. So we good? Or we need to.
No. I'm talking junk about him. He said that was his call. He said don't play it. So at the very last second, I decided not. I don't know. I'm just saying this. The call didn't work, bro.
That's fine. So Cam Newton during his press conference said the lack of third down efficiency is unacceptable. And again, this is something I want to touch on, man. Like I feel like Robbie Anderson, and again, I don't even know who to put it on. Like I feel like we could put it on Joe Brady a little bit, but I also feel like we're just not utilizing Robbie Anderson at what he's good at. And that's taking the top off of a defense. And we continue to not use him in that shape or form. It drives me up a wall, dude. Like I don't understand it. And I think our offense could be so much more dynamic if we were able to get the ball downfield to him a little bit more, man. I don't know if it's because they haven't quite had enough time to form that connection, but it bothers me, man. It really does bother me. We've been missing that deep threat, that long ball on our offense for a long time. Where is it at? Because it's not like we don't have the personnel to do it.
One piece to that, let's also pay attention to what the Redskins did, or the Washington football team did today, right? They threw the ball deep. And what did that do? It opened up the run offense tremendously. Like it wasn't even difficult for them. Like they were throwing the ball down the field, and that caused the team to have to make an adjustment to the defense. And then the run game was able to just get it off the just go off really. So I think it 100% makes sense. I mean, I think we need to blame a lot of people, but I think it starts with Brady, and then with that play calling, we need to get the deep ball because it hasn't been there for a long time, and we need to see that.
Credit to Taylor Heineke for having a solid game today. Terry McLaurin having a good game. The Washington football team's offensive line having a good game, as well as their running backs. Discredit to the Carolina Panthers defensive front and their secondary for just figuring out a way to do more, throwing Heineke off his spot. They allowed him to look like Kirk Cousins and Brett Favre rather than Sam Darnold, which we needed him to look like. So, it stinks. There was just some, as Ron Rivera would say, some missed opportunities.
So what are your thoughts on catcalling?
Yeah, it's pretty. You shouldn't do that to somebody.
And how did that make you feel?
Very uncomfortable.
So how do you think catcalling makes the person feel?
It feels good, like.
Who's that cat sitting in the back corner with his face buried in his nose? Who's that kid that can use one?
I believe we had a pretty decent game with Cam Newton in the offense today, but we can't depend on Cam Newton to be the 2-minute drop in. I was expecting the defense to show up and show out this game, and Cam Newton just be a dink and dunk quarterback, just manage the game. But our defense have to show up each and every game from this time on, and we can't get the ball ran down our throats every game.
True that. All right, next call.
Take Jackson out the fucking game.
There's a whole litany of these, probably.
Stop playing fucking zone defense. This goober is cutting you open. Stop the fucking zone defense. Wide open receiver after wide open receiver. What the fuck?
Take Dante Jackson out. Stop playing zone.
You bring Cam Newton back to put his dick in a vice with this bum ass play calling? Really? Everything's a run or a pass within 5 yards. What the fuck was this play calling? What the fuck is with these coordinators this game?
Cody, calling on you, bro.
Hey, look, man. How about this? Everybody likes to use Joe Brady as a punching bag. Let's fucking punch on Phil Snow. Let's fucking punch on Phil Snow. Why is the middle of the field always so open for opposing offenses? Why is it that on 3rd and 4th down, even if it was long, you almost knew for certain that Washington was going to get a first down? It's, those shallow crossers in the middle of the field, there were times when there was no one on them. The middle of the field was absolutely wide open. Why is that? Why is it? Is that just blown assignments? Where's Jermaine Carter Jr.? Like, we've all been, glowing about Jermaine Carter, but he was nowhere to be found. Frankie Louvu made a good play today, but at the end of the day, one of the things that we said is that our linebacking core still needed a lot of help. And I'm not going to shit on Shaq Thompson today. Shaq Thompson, he's been one of our better defensive players this entire year, but he's not enough. He's not enough, man. We need more linebacker help. We need more safety help. And at the end of the day, man, the middle of the field has to stop being so open. They were killing us with those crossing routes, man. It's absolutely unacceptable. And the fact that Phil Snow couldn't make any adjustments to stop it, like, come on, dude. I thought you were the old veteran coach on the football team that has all the know-how and all the defensive knowledge. Where is that at? Why are you putting up your worst performances at home? You can win on the road better than you can at home. That is absolute bullshit.
All right, next call.
What's good, C3 Nation? This is your boy Jay Anderson.
What's up, Jay?
Man, tough loss. I had a bad feeling about this game all through the week, just because of the hype that Cam was coming back. It was well-deserved hype. It's like, sometimes the emotions and the hype was just, coming home was just, it felt a little eerie to me, once game day came closer. I'm like, oof, man. But Cam played good. It happens. The sack happens and stuff like that. Cam played good. I thought the defense did not play their best. They looked like the early 2020 defense. The 26. They look like a 26th ranked defense instead of a number 2 defense. That was a bad defensive performance. Credit to Washington for exploiting them. I mean, if you look at the time possession, that they destroyed Carolina. I mean, they was going on, over 5 minute possessions on them. And so, I mean, the defense had played terrible, but, they got the L out of their way, Cam. Hopefully, we get the W in Miami. And then you got a bye week. So I think, if they get the dub in Miami and get the bye week, they can get more familiar with the playbook. Joe Brady would call a better play because I thought the fourth down play that they ran for McCaffrey, I thought that was stupid. You don't want to get at the close line of the first down marker. You want to at least get like two yards above it to gain the first down, but it's whatever. I mean, they got to get some wins, and 6 loss. I mean, they still in the playoffs hunt. So, all right, then, y'all be easy.
Yeah, I mean, look, all of us are upset right now. We're mad, CK. But what you said at the very end there was 100% true, man. We're still in the playoffs. How about this? Most of us thought that we were going to be that the last 2 games would have had vice versa results. We thought we were going to lose to the Cardinals and beat the Washington football team. Yeah. It ended up being the other way around. We beat the Cardinals, lost to the Washington football team. So we're kind of right where we expected ourselves to be in a weird way. And I think the thing that's so frustrating about this game, too, is that we're better than this. The Carolina Panthers are a better team than what they did today. They just played like absolute dog shit. And the fact that they continue to do it at home is absolutely infuriating. But I wanted to highlight some comments because they're making some great points. Michael Aaron says we can't stop those inside zone runs. That's what Dallas did to us. And other football teams have continued to use that same formula to be very successful against us. And then on top of that, man, one of the things that we said about Cam Newton earlier, that I said about Cam Newton earlier, is the longer that you give him in this offense, the more rhythm and timing he accumulates with these receivers. Right. Cam Newton will be fine. I have no worries about Cam. I really don't even worry about our receivers too much. I worry more about our offensive line, and I worry about our play calling not being up to snuff, which I think is a fair criticism. Yeah. But listen, our defense, they're better than that. They are better than that. But today they came out and they laid an egg, man. And that's what's so frustrating is because we have the pieces. This roster, even as it is right now, is still a playoff roster. Right. And we have J.C. Horn coming back.
That doesn't win games. It needs to win to get the playoffs.
We got to fix
the problem,
it, man.
Cody. The problem is this is not about any of that. Is that if you want to make the playoffs, you got to win, bro. You got to win. And we had games this year, and it was before Cam, and now here. And this has nothing to do with Cam at this point. It just has to do this. You want to make the playoffs, folks? You got to win some damn games. You got to win some games. It helps to win at home. Let's go to the next call. The number's 252-228-5098.
After podcast, how y'all doing, man? Hey, man. Damn, I can't believe we lost that damn fucking game. I'm heated, but I'm not that damn mad. I mean, Cam
it's like a disappointment.
Played a pretty damn decent game, man. He really did, man. The only thing that pissed me off, man, is why they let him fuck with 2 minutes and like 20 seconds. Rule called the final timeout. That made no fucking sense to me, man. None at all. I don't get it, man. I don't. And I feel like our defense let us down today. I really, really fucking
We have to talk about
that.
Come
on, man. They was fucking tell how he was throwing to every damn body, man. I'm like, come on, man. Y'all need to tighten up on that damn defense, man.
Yeah.
I still see us getting through with the damn wild card, whatever. I'm not really happy about this damn game, man. I was happy to see Cam back. I ain't gonna lie. I was happy as shit, man. But what's up to next week, man? Give me your thoughts on that, y'all. Keep pounding.
Hey, Tony, we have to talk about Matt Rule on third down after they didn't convert. The stadium booed him into going for it on.
That's what I was talking about. That was my point. Is this? I'm trying to tell you that first is that it's not about going for it. That's the problem. Is that he wasn't going for it and then he went for it. It's the miscommunication that led to the blown timeout. And again, this coaching staff, Matt Fool, or Rat Mule, whatever you prefer, they are influenced by the outside noise.
They are absolutely. You can tell by that, and like the it just feels indecisive. Like, obviously, am I grateful that they decided to try to go for it there? Yeah, obviously that makes.
Well, not because they didn't get it though. Like, it would have been better to not go for it.
The way this defense was playing, you think they were going to be able to stop them? I mean, I think that they're at this point in time they have to get.
Well, they didn't stop them, and they let them score a touchdown, didn't they?
Not after that, no. It was a turnover,
and
then they stopped them with a field goal.
Another field goal? Is that what it was? It was just because of the 1st and 5. I thought about this. It was like I was like, oh, we didn't get the 3 and out. That's what it was.
Yeah,
I wanted the 3 and out. Oh, but Dante Jackson again jumped off sides on the punt. Or what was it? Yeah, I mean, like, it's just he did have a bad day. CK, continue. Your thoughts on Rat Mule at this point in the noise?
I don't know. I just don't know what to think of him, to be honest with you. Like, at this point in time, there's just too many question marks. I've been a defender, if you will, of Matt Rule, but I don't know. I don't feel like I have that leadership that I'd like to have from my a freaking coach of an NFL team. Like, I've been a defender. I've been somebody who's tried to give him the benefit of the doubt. I am just starting to get, again, like, let's talk about it, right? We got upset that they have Sam Darnold. We're like, Cam Newton's out there. He goes and gets Cam Newton, right? And then we get upset that he didn't go for the 4th down, so he goes for the 4th down. Like, I just feel like he's definitely doing a little bit too much.
He's like the opposite of Ron, right?
Yeah. He's like,
Ron won't listen to anybody.
Yeah.
And Matt Rule listens to everybody.
Yeah, it's true that.
I don't look here's at the end of the day, one game, one season should not determine our feelings on any one person and player or whatever it may be. I think this is that, and you hate to hear when Ron Rivera says this crap all the time, but the cliche man is right. It's like remember he used to have this, like, it takes 10,000 snaps to be a pro.
Yeah.
He had this magic number, and it's kind of true, is that, like, even when you're a very talented person, it takes you, my father-in-law always says this, is 5 years at your job and you're really good at, like, then it's easy. Is that you're living off of talent until those 5 years. And then you get to your talent and your experience kind of become meshed together at that magic point of 10,000 snaps or whatever. So I'm not ready to write off Matt Rule, but he's really not. He's looked a lot like Matt Fool this year rather than Matt Rule.
Right.
And listen, we know that he is going to, at the very least, get 3 years. Whether we like that or not, it is what it is. Matt Rule is not being fired at the end of this year.
Newton saved another motherfucker's job.
100%, man. 100%.
Cam Newton saved another man's job, because I would not have said that with. Yeah, I mean, like, that's right. That's right. Or, like, I mean, he saves everybody's job.
Yeah.
I mean, look, he made Kelvin Benjamin look skinny. The number is 252-228-5098. Let's go to the next call.
Man, first time caller, man. Today's game, we got beat all around. We can't blame it all on Cam. Joe Brady, his offense is very vanilla. We keep running it straight to McCaffrey, passing to McCaffrey. You gotta get Robbie in there too. Can't just be so vanilla where with a smart coach like Ron Rivera, he's gonna cook you like that, like in the first 2 minutes, first 2 quarters. He's gonna cook you. Okay, I figure out your game plan. I know how to beat it. You gotta switch it up. Defense-wise, our corners, our safeties got burnt. That's always been a defensive problem. We never really had great corners. Since we do, it's kind of like they just ain't playing up to their true potential. But give me your thoughts on the overall game plan from the defensive standpoint. and the offensive standpoint. Thank you, and keep.
I want to start. I just want to take the offensive side. Is that for someone who is heard a lot of people say that Joe Brady's uncreative or whatever it is, and this and that. And for someone that I thought had a little bit lacked experience, I'm fine with what the offense did today. Maybe there's some execution things that can be cleaned up. Maybe there's some things that could be cooler when you get more experience. But look, I felt like they integrated the run pass option just fine. Like, and you need to do that, right? So I thought there was some diversity there. I'll let you guys take the defensive side, and we'll keep moving through with these calls.
Yeah, I kind of said what I feel about the defense. I hate that the middle of the football field is so consistently open. Whenever teams want to throw on us, they're going to hit the middle of the football field. And then on top of that, it's already been said that those zone runs that they do against us, man, that's like our kryptonite. That is 100% our kryptonite. And to the point, I even think that it forces us to kind of play zone coverage just a little bit more to be safe than sorry. I don't know. And look, we end up being sorry every single time. I really don't know what else to say, man. I want everyone to keep that same energy that you have for Joe Brady, keep it for Phil Snow. Because let me tell you, man, and I think, but hold on, I want to give credit to CK because I believe CK said this in our chat room. Whenever the Panthers defense has a bad day, they don't just have a bad day, dude. They have a fucking terrible day. Like, they put up, we gave, Dallas a record number of rushing yards.
It's like 200 yards rushing or whatever.
Yeah, dude, something crazy like that. So listen, if everyone's gonna, going on Joe Brady in the chat room, and even though our offense was the best part of our football team today, not saying it was great, but the offense clearly was better than our defense today.
Didn't keep us from winning the game.
My point being is keep that same energy for Phil Snow, because when this defense falls off a cliff, dude, they're falling off of Mount fucking Everest.
And for me, look, because I got no criticism about the offense. And the reason, and everybody's going to be like, oh, because you love Cam so much. No, I think I tweeted this out at the end of the third quarter, is that Ron Rivera is only going to give the ball back to us twice. Right? We're only going to get the ball twice now. We were down 7, and we're trying to win. If we don't score right here, the odds become so long. And you know what? We went down and scored. I think that was a Christian McCaffrey touchdown. So look, the offense kept us alive. Like they didn't put us, it wasn't like we were sitting there going, oh man, if the offense would have produced today, we could have won.
Right.
We're sitting there. It's like if you could stop Terry McLaurin one time, if you could get 1/4 to actually, and let's talk about, we'll go to the next call. But I want you guys to think about this because this calls, and I tried to move in some of the calls around so they stay relevant. Here's a little smoke for Tony called before that Gilmore discussion gets weak. Burris, two big penalties today. One was a penalty, one wasn't. And Heineke coming up like he was trying to fight. How about that? 252-228-5098.
Bro, Tony, what the fuck are you talking about? This is G-Baby, bro.
G-Baby talking shit about Tony? Get out of here.
You don't watch the game, bro. Stephon Gilmore was not on the fucking field, bro. He was, but he wasn't, G.
What does that mean?
He wasn't, dog. What the fuck are you talking about, dude? What do you mean get rid of Stephon Gilmore? What are you Tony?
I didn't say. Now you misconstrued.
Come on, bring it back in, dog. This is coaching, bro.
This is what they do.
This is not Phil fucking Snow not putting the right personnel on the fucking field, dog.
I'm telling you. G-Baby.
Hartsfield to do with one hand and had
Look,
a cast
now they're
on
best
90%
friends.
of the fucking plays today. What are you talking about, Tony? Come on, bro. Wake the fuck up, G. I gotta get on your ass, bro, because you're wrong and Cody Lack is right on this, dog. This is on coaching, bro. This has nothing to do with Stephon fucking Gilmore, dog. The Stephon Gilmore should have been on fucking Scary Terry from beginning to fucking end. He should have traveled with him and locked him down the entire game. That's not what happened, bro. That's not what happened.
That is exactly what didn't happen. I understand that. That's what I'm saying.
Scary Terry, bro. I should go back and watch the game, Tony. You need to go back and watch this fucking game, bro. A dude with
What will I see?
Was playing the slot and covering Terry McLaurin half of the fucking game, dog. Go back and watch, man. This is on fucking coaching. This is on Phil Snow and coaching, G. This has everything to do with fucking coaching. This loss is on coaching, bro. And anyone that talks shit on Cam Newton needs to get the fuck out of the fucking chat, bro.
That's right.
Savage, dude, whatever the fuck he's
All right, let's go G Baby and Cody Lashney and John Prey go jerk off in the corner together.
Hey guys, I just wanted to throw this out there. I thought Brady Christian.
Yeah, we'll call him C Baby.
Yeah, call me C Baby today because look, G Baby is either at my throat or he's my spirit animal. Today he's my fucking spirit animal. I 100% agree with him, man.
Y'all
Our coaches listen, how about this? Tony, you've asked me this before. Like, name a time when we won because of our coaches. I feel like now I can name a few different examples where we have lost because of our coaches and the decisions that they have made.
Yeah, I mean, maybe. Look, and I think it's easy to point to the coach. And look, I'm actually, the hardest I am is I'm actually more critical of Matt Rule in this game than I am of Phil Snow. I know you guys are upset that the defense did not perform as well as it could have. There were some moments they had some opportunities to make some plays and they just didn't. The fourth, I mean, and like down the stretch, you stop that 4th and 3 play on the Brett Favre moment. Hassan Reddick gets that shoelace. This game's a different one. Second, you get a couple of defensive penalties. I don't know if I'm going to put that on Phil Snow, putting us in a difficult position because Justin Burris smashes Taylor Heineke in the slide or Dante Jackson jumps off sides. I mean, so it's like a lot of errors, and they all happen to be on the defense. But I think that for me, it was the Matt Rule not being able to manage the emotional component of this team. And that's where I would actually say Ron Rivera has succeeded. You know what I'm saying? Like he said this is don't let this storyline win. Don't let this energy of the stadium win here. And he got his team that is honestly, from what we thought walking in an inferior team. You're not not crazily.
The Panthers
inferior,
were favored.
Right. Yeah. You look at them as like Cam Newton versus Taylor. He got everybody to overcome, not let that moment be too big for them. And that's Ron Rivera's greatest strength, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like the steely Ron Rivera, and it worked.
This year, you do not want to be the underdog. Like, that's the thing is like, or you do not want to be the one that's favored because the so many teams that are favored have just not won. Like Vegas is making so much money right now, like off of people betting on these games.
Unpredictable. Dude, the Houston Texans beat the Titans this week
handedly. You know, it wasn't even.
And by the way, the Buffalo Bills lost again today.
I know.
Yeah.
Are they frauds? Are we starting to ask that?
Hey, one more thing.
That's a little suspect.
Well, and apparently they had the #1 defense. But another good thing that came out of today, Philadelphia beat the shit out of the Saints. So that happened. That's a good thing. Yep, it's like, and that's why I started the podcast with that. We're going to talk about every single thing that this team fucked up today and did terrible. But the fact of the matter is we're not out of it. And going forward, our coaches need to come to Jesus. They need to look at what they're doing on film. Bro. They need to look at what they're doing on the field. They need to evaluate their play calling. They need to evaluate their situational football play calls and the situations that they're putting their team in. And they need to be better. Our coaches need to be better because they have been underwhelming through what are we, like 11 weeks now, 10 or 11 weeks of the season? Our coaches have been completely underwhelming, and they need to be better. And before we go to the next cat call, Tony Dunn, you know it's that time. We got a bunch of freaks in the chat room. Yeah, it's the second time we're doing it. So what? We got a whole bunch of people.
Well, if you want a freak, then you would only want it once. But since you were freak,
that's right.
You want it more than once.
They keep on coming back for more. So you know what we do? We give it to them.
Ladies and gentlemen, this season is not over. And you've come here to just get out your frustrations, your emotions, but you haven't hit the like button? I'm going to be honest with you guys. I'm going to give you guys one chance because this right now is subscriber shame.
subscriber shame, dude. 224 people watching, 138 thumbs up. Listen, man, we just recently passed 3,000 subscribers. We love each and every one of you that have been continuously coming back to the C3 podcast, hitting the like button, hitting the thumbs up, hitting the subscribe button, and last but certainly not least, hitting that notification bell to get updates every single time the C3 podcast goes live, which frankly feels like every day of the week right now. So hit the like button, hit the subscribe, be a friend, tell a friend, share the C3 Panthers podcast with the Panther faithful. This is where you come after you've had a bad day. You're chilling with me, Tony, CK, all the boys in the chat. You already know it's fucking lit. Do your boys a favor. Hit that like button. Tony Dunn, back to you.
Ain't nothing but to do it and play the next call. Let's roll. Maybe you can give Tony Dunn a thumbs down. I heard thumbs down actually makes the same algorithm work. So thumbs up, thumbs down. I mean, maybe we get triple. Who knows? Exactly. As John Travolta asked Marvin in the back of the car in Pulp Fiction, he said, "What do you think about the matter?" He said, "Man, I don't even have an opinion." He said, "You gotta have an opinion, folks. You gotta have it." And then he blew his head off by accident. 252-228-5098.
Hey guys, I just wanted to throw this out there. I thought Brady Christensen played good for I think a majority of the game when he was out there. I think he went out. I think Daly went out in the first quarter. I might be wrong on that, but Brady Christensen went in right away and started. I thought when Daly got hurt, they would put Trent in, but they didn't. They put Brady Christensen out there, and he looked really good for the majority of the game. Even recovered a fumble. I think he looked really good, and hopefully he may be our left tackle of the future. I thought that was really good showing on his part, and keep pounding.
All right, great call. We'll chamber that for a minute. Let's keep going with the calls.
Hey, what's up, fellas? It's Zach from Corners.
Go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say, Peaceful Savage, you can call in, man. 252-228-5098. Leave a voice message. And no, I did want to say real quick, and then we can go on and we'll power through a few of them. Listen, I'm calling it here right now. Joe Brady, that's Jordan Gross 2.0. That's Jordan Gross 2.0.
No,
y'all might want to hate on. I mean, not yeah.
You said Joe Brady.
I fucked it up.
I was like,
Brady
God damn.
Christensen.
I was like, he's skinny.
Yeah, and it's like he doesn't even play left tackle. What the fuck are you talking about? No, dude, Brady Christensen is Jordan Gross 2.0. Now, I know you might say, dude, you haven't seen enough to be able to say that.
And you wishing your own views into existence.
But, dude, I trust my evaluations, man. Over the past 3 years, I have watched a fuckload of college football film and trying my best to actually evaluate a lot of these football players. And I was kind of late to the Brady Christensen train when I actually was evaluating him. But I like what he does, man. I like his level of play. I think he was able to step up and play big time at left tackle for us today. I really think Brady Christensen is going to be a very, very good player for the Carolina Panthers going forward. And I think it's going to be at left tackle, which is where he should be playing. Not guard, not right tackle, which I still think he could do. But let this man play left tackle. He also has the short arm syndrome, just like Jordan Gross did. But he's able to overcome it, man. He's able to overcome it, and he's powerful. He's strong. Dude, I'm a fan of Brady Christensen.
Can Brady Christensen and his T-Rex arms overcome the coaching staff is our question to you. The number is 252-228-5098. What did you think about Cam Newton's debut or re-debut, home debut in the black and blue? Are the all-black jerseys bad luck? I believe they are. Cody thinks that I'm superstitious, but it turns out that at some point I'm just experiential. I'm just using experiential knowledge at this point. And who's the fool? Matt Rule, Phil Drool. I don't know. Where does this loss lie? You tell me. We want to hear from you, Panther fans. 252-228-5098.
Hey, what's up, fellas? It's Zach from Kernersville again. Man, That game fucking sucked. Defense. I don't know what the fuck happened to our defense. I mean, apparently we were the top 2 defense in the league going into this game, and we just let Taylor Heineke look like a fucking superhero. Couldn't get off the field on 3rd and 4th down. I mean, Jesus, especially that one at the end where we had like 3rd and 20 something, and let them end up converting it and then kicking that go-ahead field goal. And man, but it all in all, I mean, I'm disappointed, but honestly, I'm just happy to see Cam back. I felt like Cam played really well. I felt like the offense played well as a whole, other than a couple, mistakes here and there. I mean, the offensive line didn't do great, but honestly, this one's on the defense, boys. At least that's how I feel. I felt like the offense played well enough to win, and like I said before, the defense just shit the bed. But as always, fellas, I really appreciate the podcast. Listen to every episode. Appreciate you guys. Keep it up and keep pounding. Y'all have a good one.
Thanks so much for the call. The number is 252-228-5098. Corey Roundtree coming in with Phil Slow. I'd like to hear, this is, I think, going to be our a little stick going forward, is best creative knock names for our own coaching staff. We got Joe Frady. We need something better. You can take that one up. We got Phil Slow. What was it? Phil, what did I say? The other one, Matt. We got Matt Fool, Rat Mule, and Phil Drool. We need y'all's suggestions. Hit us up in the chat room. Call in at 252-228-5098. Longest running Panthers podcast out there. Thanks for being
Tony. Before you go on, I just put a poll in the chat room for everyone to vote on. Are the Carolina Panthers all black jerseys bad luck?
Yes.
Let us know your opinion in the chat. Listen, I'm on no. I don't believe in that, superstitious bullshit. Dude, Panthers are black. I don't know if you know that, but Panthers are black. I don't care if there's some perceived notion of bad luck. I think we need to change it.
You heard about all black cats being bad luck, homie?
Yeah, that's bullshit, dude. Black cats are the coolest.
We're black and blue cats
ever owned, man. But listen, let your voice be heard. Cast your vote in the chat room and let us know what you think, man.
Or maybe they're not all black. Maybe the bad luck is that the helmet doesn't match. Maybe there's the bad luck for you. Cody, I'm going to challenge you with this. I know you say it's superstitious, this and that, but at some point, why do I got to challenge superstition? If I see a ladder, I just don't walk under it. I don't got to believe that it's bad luck. I just don't try it. Like, I don't need to fucking test the universe at this point. And a lot of these stories come from some sort of real meaning. I'll get back to the crazy cat ladies in just a moment. 252-228-5098.
And just the Panthers one once again calling back. Just wanted to clarify with the thing with Cody about paying people, man. We got to keep all the superstars that we got in our team. We got to be able, build on that. We already got them on the team. Let's keep them on there. Let's not do anything else in terms of like releasing them to, all the best teams. They keep people on the team. Let's continue. And then the other thing to this call was about like Cam Newton. I've seen a lot of people say that his arm is shot. So there's one comment on there, and that's that's the main reason why I call back. It's like, man, you see Sam Darnold, you see I can't remember his name now, but man, there's nobody better. There's nobody offering than Cam Newton, even if his arm was shot, which there was no indication of that this game. He was throwing, the ball was coming out right. It was coming out with the proper amount of, people could
velocity.
Say, it was behind him. Come on, man, the timing isn't there. That doesn't mean that his arm is shot. It's the best. He gives us the best option to win now. And, and I think that's true for the next couple of years until we can find somebody that we can replace him with. But Cam Newton gives us the best opportunity to win. Let's continue with him. Troy Brady called it an awesome game in the sense that, whatever was working, he put calling what was working. I saw different play designs than I've seen all year. And, that pass that touchdown pass to DJ Moore, that was a great play. It kept this defense on his heels. I don't understand why we weren't aggressive throughout the middle of the game, like second quarter, third quarter. We came back, tied it up in the fourth quarter. So we should continue that momentum in the second and third. But, I think our defense, our team as a whole, we're in a good standing. Like they said also, a lot of the And we're still in the standings in the running for the playoffs. So I think that, you know, as we build chemistry, as we build the team, you know, we're going to be in a good spot. Look at the Rams. They acquire a bunch of talent through trades, but they lose too, right? So I think the difference with us is that we're building homegrown talent. Cam came back. Yeah, he hasn't been in the team for a while, but the rest of the team, they've been here for a few years, right? So let's continue to build on that, bring Cam into it, put him into the system, show him what it is. He's been here for 2 weeks, like I said in the last call. Continue to build on that, and I think, you know what, like the Bucks did last year, lost to the Saints twice, came back to the playoffs, beat them, got to the playoffs, to the Super Bowl, and won the Super Bowl. So sure, like the season only matters until you get to the playoffs. And once you're in the playoffs, it's one and done. So let's get to the playoffs, you know, build the chemistry, be dogs out there, you know. Let's go ahead, keep pounding.
It's got to happen at some point, Cody. Man, like what I mean is that yeah, that's all sounds nice until we just win today.
Yeah, and by the way, didn't the New York Giants win both of their 2 most recent Super Bowls as wild card teams?
They did. I don't know if it was both, but I know they beat the Patriots in that. Do you remember the Patriots were on that magical, just and like they hadn't lost a game, and they got beat by. But they also the magical catch, the Tyree, some of whatever it was, they caught it on his helmet and shit like that.
Yeah, I mean the point being though, regardless of how bad we played, even though we went 0 for 4 against the NFC least, we're not done, man. We're not out. This is still a very
we're not done. We're not out, but man, wouldn't it be fucking a little bit more like probable if we would have won?
Yeah, of course.
We gotta win at some point. We can't back up into this joint like every week. That's the thing. We need to win this game. And I'll ask you this: what does today's loss do to a magical story? I saw one Carolina tweet this, and I thought it was wonderful. Is like this after that first drive, he said, "This is like a movie." Well, what happened to the movie? What happened to this story, Cody? We flew high for a week, 10 days or whatever it is since we beat the Arizona Cardinals. The Cam Newton story has reinvigorated this fan base, gave this team some energy, it felt like. And then you come out and lose this week. And certainly the story can be brought back, right? I mean, it's not like dead. There could be a resurrection to this story. But at this point is like the magic, man. Today started like a Disney movie and ended like a damn bad M. Night Shyamalan movie.
Yeah, but I've seen signs of life. And I saw Cam Newton put up 21 points today on offense with all the weapons that he has, even though our quarterback position and our offense this year has been one of the worst in the NFL. Our offense showed signs of life today.
Yeah, I've
also seen this defense play so much better than the shit that they put out there on the football field today. So but hold on though. One of the main reasons, Tony, why this season even still is different from seasons past is because for as bad as it was, there's still something to play for right now. There is 100% still something to play for. And you know, when it was Teddy Bridgewater, we knew that this team wasn't going anywhere through 10 weeks. If it was Sam Darnold, we damn sure know we wouldn't be going anywhere right now.
There's also still a different NFL, though.
Yeah, but I mean, there is still more football left to be played. And I think that's the most important thing that we all need to think about. You know, we can't just completely be down on ourselves and say, oh, we're done. No, we got our ass kicked.
Nobody's saying that, though.
But last thing, if you're going to be hard on this football team, I got that. But if you're going to try and look for the blessings in disguise, no matter how good the story would have been, it isn't going to be given to us. No one is going to come in with a pen and write the storybook ending. The Panthers have to continue to do their job. They have to continue to get better and build upon their performances. And they have to get a chip back on their fucking shoulder and put these teams in the dirt and put them away. Because we have the potential to do that, and we're not doing it.
I mean, if it makes you feel any better, this is the same team that just kind of dog walked the Tampa Bay Buccaneers last week. So I mean, we're not necessarily dealing with a team that's just on the complete downward spiral either. Like the Redskins came into play. We know Rivera has a better coach team towards the back half of the season, and they came in and played like they were the better team. I don't want to I think it's important that we do this. Like, we cannot take everything away from the Redskins here because, like, yes, our defense played bad, but that's because they schemed our defense up perfectly, right? Every time that we've lost, what has it been? It's been the run game. The run game has eaten us alive. And what they did differently today than most teams is that we got a lead and they kept running the ball. Like, what they weren't doing before, like what other teams that we won against, they stopped running the game. Like, for instance, the Cardinals, they barely ran the ball after we started to take the lead. It was just the way that it was. And so the Washington football team came in, and they came in with a game plan, and they executed at a high level. And that's to their credit. That give credit to where credit's due there, because I think they came in and they played like they wanted it more than we did.
Yeah, and by the way, Tony, before we go to the next call, I refuse to call them the Washington until they get a brand new team name. I'm calling them the Washington Racial Slurs. That's their name.
I like the Washington football team name. I would just stick with that one. I like it, and then you just call your team. You call yourself Washington. That's what I would call it. Numbers 252-228-5098. It's your time to roast Tony Dunn, the greatest villain on the C3 Panthers podcast. We did this on Debate My Take, the greatest TV villain. I'm taking over G-Baby status. I'm taking over Cody Lashley status. How about this? Who has this Carolina Panthers defense really stopped this year? Ooh, tough question to you. Pull up the schedule. You tell me. Who have they stopped? 252-228-5098. Tony Dunn, the villain.
Hey, yeah. You know what? We seem to have a major issue stopping the run, and it's been that way. Well, we still run a lot of three-man downs on the defensive line, which is stupid. I mean, I'm sorry, it really is. You look at Burns, he's 250. Fox is 260. Gross Matos is 265. Haynes is only 235. Those are classified as defensive ends. Yes, Brown is 320. Hoskins, who don't play, is 280.
Yeah.
Daquan Jones is 320, and they play every game. But then you go back and you list the linebackers we use. Carter's 225. Luvu, who we use as defensive end and linebacker, is 235. I mean, we don't have any really heavy linebackers or defensive end. Hassan Reddick's only 235. Of course you can't stop the run. We said at the beginning of the year, if we remember, that this team would have problems with power rushers, power running backs. And we do. I mean, we have that issue because we're too light. Matt Rule and Phil Snow's defense is based off speed. And that's what happens. I mean, right now, we look like a bunch of 8-year-olds, or a bunch of, we just don't have enough meat on our bones to stop anybody. And it's truly ridiculous. This entire coaching staff needs to go. We need some real NFL coaches, not these college wannabes.
I mean, look,
and by the way, if it was up to me, nobody would be issued a new contract at all until they look better. Because Hassan Reddick, if he wants to be paid $25 million a year, his ass better learn how to stop the fucking run.
I thought he was
Dante
fine,
Jackson,
bro.
He done lost his chance to get a new contract. One great year don't get you a bundle of money. It might, but not here. Curtis Samuel's got his boatload of money. Then he went right back to being hurt all the time.
All right, go ahead.
No, Kenneth, I don't know why you didn't want this call played, man, because everybody in the
is that the one he didn't want played?
Yeah, he said he thought it was too negative, but dude, the chat room's all like, yeah, I agree with that guy. And so, yeah, I mean, most people don't understand, Kenneth. I don't know why you didn't want that played.
Don't PR blitz yourself. Just go for it. Challenge me for villain of the week.
But I think, and the
Won't even
final
close.
thing, the final thing, I think that is true, that we do not set a physical edge. We have a lot of speed rushers. We have a lot of technique rushers. We do not have a lot of power. And against the run and on plays, when you need that bull rush, it really hurts us. And I think that defensive end this year is a position that we didn't intend on needing help at, but it might be something that we want to consider at some point.
I want to hear no Hassan Reddick smoke on this podcast. This dude has been the best thing ever for our team. Like, I mean, like he's like an injection of like when Julius Peppers came back and had all this. Like, come on, this dude's production is real. And they ain't just running at Hassan Reddick. He's making big time plays. The number's 252-228-5098. Look, I'm gonna shame you. It's Professor Shame right now. And that is all I need you guys to do also. All I need you to do also. That makes it sound complicated. Smash the thumbs up button. And why don't you just tweet this out? Put it on Twitter that you're listening to this podcast right now. Put it on on your Facebook. Put it on a Facebook group. I know it takes 10 seconds to do me a solid and share this because we need to get these numbers up. 200 watching this late. Shoot, we're better than this. Y'all are better than this. Y'all got more emotions than this. And I promise you, this next caller got some emotions.
Hey, what's up, C3 Nation? This is Ron, better known in the chat as the Panthers 1.
What's up, Panthers 1?
Give my thoughts on this game. Man, Cam played a heck of a game. You know, he still has zip on his arm. Still got a cannon. Look at the zip on the ball. Look at that spin. You know, for everybody who's saying that Cam don't have it, man, he's better than any of the, like you said, he's not worse than any of the other 32 or 31 quarterbacks in the league. We definitely deserve a starting job, whether it be with us or somebody else. And whoever does have him, they got a chance at always being in the playoff. Hopefully it's us next year. You know, he played a heck of a game. Washington came out and they were just playing hard, you know. It's like Taylor Heineke, he was making magic happen. You know, I was hoping that we give him a good hit for him to go down. You know, in the past when we had him, he was always kind of fragile. He played the way he always played, but he was kind of fragile. You know, hats off to them. But you know, Cam Newton is a beast. I hope you guys, you know, hope he continues momentum. And he's only been on the team for 2 weeks, and you know, he's only going to get better. And you know, I will want to say I've been a fan of the CB Panthers podcast for a long time. And you know, Cody, you know, I've been a fan of yours as well. But man, you got to relax with this. Like, why would pay, you know, Robbie Anderson or CMC? Like, bro, these guys are beasts. Like, the reason why we pay them, like, maybe they haven't shown out, but you just got to give them time, man. You know, they've had Sam Darnold. You know, so give them time to build that chemistry with Cam Newton, and they're gonna be beasts. CMC, had we not paid him, who would we have had back there? You know, CMC is a game changer. Robbie Anderson can do the same. You know, we got to have that chemistry. You know, you saw when Cam Newton had Ted Ginn Jr., made Ted Ginn Jr. beast receiver, right? So, you know, I expect these guys just to move forward. Hopefully we're still a contender. Hopefully we're still a contender. And, you know, it's a demoralizing loss, but, you know, I look forward to the future. And, you know, keep pounding, everybody. Keep your heads up.
Keep pounding. So I think that criticism is true of CMC. CMC is incredible, and we obviously need him on our offense. I still maintain the same thing for Robbie Anderson, though. I was okay with the contract that we gave him. I didn't think it was crazy. But if you're going to pay him and he's going to be the speed receiver on our football team, then we should use him as such. Now, if you want to make the argument that that's on Joe Brady for not making him more a part of the game plan, then that's fine. I understand that. But I'm just, you know, when you pay him more money, I expect him to be a bigger part of the offense than he currently is. And I think that's a fair criticism.
Numbers 252-228-5098. Let's keep rolling.
It's G, baby. Bruh. I'm so...
This is one of his earlier calls. I got to mix the calls up here. Just right G baby for 27 calls in a row.
And I'm so fucking pissed off at fucking Phil Snow, bro.
You should
not having the right fucking personnel on the fucking field will fucking do something to you, man. Why do we have Hartfield, bro? Some of you Panther Nation members don't know. He has one hand. He's a dude that has one hand and a cast on the other, man. Dude's literally 6-string corner. And starting over C.J. Henderson, which is a first-round draft pick a couple years ago, last year, and starting over an all-pro corner in A.J. Boye. This man played 90% of the fucking defensive snaps. He played 3 different positions. He played linebacker today, he played corner, and he played safety. Not only did he play 3 positions, he finished out the game in the starting lineup, and he closed out, man. A dude with one hand and a cast on the other. It's fucked up, and it's bullshit, man. I've never even heard of this guy before, bro. And it pisses me off, man, not having... What's the point of trading for all these number 1 fucking corners, man, if we're not gonna fucking play him, man? Like, what the fuck? Like, why is C.J. Henderson playing not even 5% of the defensive snaps during the entire game, man? What was the point for you guys going to go get him for it? He needs to be not starting, but at least playing. Like, god damn. For Hartfield to be playing, it's either Hart, his number 38, he's got a cast on one hand, and he doesn't have it on the other hand, man. Dude sucks. And Jermaine Carter fucking sucks, bro. That man sucks.
All right, let's go to the next call. Love you too, baby. Oh, well.
Is it get off the fucking block, dude. That dude is fucking trash.
Oh,
and the touchdown,
man, let people have their emotion. I'm letting G-Baby
I don't know if it was, I believe it was the first one where C.J. Henderson was playing outside leverage, bro. He wasn't man on fucking Terry McLaurin. That was Jermaine Carter's fucking duty.
Nah, we're learning something about C.J.
Henderson. The play action, he came up, and the pass was thrown over his fucking head, man. That's not C.J. Henderson's fault. He be sleeping in class.
C.J. Henderson be sleeping in class. That's my thing. That's what I think.
Snow's fucking up, man. That shit pisses me off.
I slept in class, too.
I'll be back, man. I got a lot to fucking talk about tonight, man.
Maybe C.J. Henderson doesn't, maybe he just don't practice well. You know, some players play well, don't practice well. I think he'd be sleeping in the meetings, bro.
I think
he's getting stoned and going in there and sleeping in the meetings.
But I think it's because he does. I mean, again, I don't know this dude, and people got mad at me when I was saying this after we signed him. I think there's a legitimate question to be had about whether or not he loves football. And again, you might be like, well, "What the fuck are you talking about?"
Like, he's just lazy, probably.
No, I don't want to say lazy. I don't want to go that far.
Sleepy. All right, he's like sleepy. You want to call him dopey? I call him sleepy. You pick it.
If you don't love what you do every day, especially playing a contact sport like football, you're not long for this, man. And that has always been,
don't get a chance.
That has always been the conversation surrounding C.J. Henderson, that he just doesn't have that fire, that passion, that gusto that you want at that cornerback position that we do have on our football teams with guys like J.C. Horn, Stephon Gilmore, Dante Jackson has that attitude, even though he played well or did not play well today. So yeah, man, that's a player that we have to keep our eyes on going forward, and you want to see some meaningful development for him.
I think he's taking naps in the meetings. Number one, it's just a guess. It's all speculation. Again, I ain't a journalist. I'm just a fan. I would call him and look, don't worry, I got no judgment on people that got some things that we do. So I call him a little dopey, a little sleepy. But at the end of the day, here is the thing: is that this is where I love y'all draft fools and y'all draft gurus and you draft whatever people. Y'all stick to your grades so much. It's like, oh, we graded him as a first-round talent. Well, you know what? Y'all graded Sam Darnold as a first-round talent. You graded C.J. Henderson as a first-round talent. Maybe some of these guys just ain't good. Maybe they just ain't got the total chops for it. And I'm telling you, I saw they said, did you see Sam Darnold was on the sideline today?
Yeah, I was surprised.
He hit they showed one camera shot and it was like a eyeball, like you didn't get to see, but anything like this corner of his head, like it could have not been him. For all I'm telling you,
he's probably already thinking about life after football.
Y'all hang on to those draft grades way too much, bro.
Unless you're right, like I am. Next call.
What up?
Tracy.
It's CJ Henderson.
JC, what's up?
I was there before Cam got back. I'm pissed, disappointed, hurt. We're not ready for the playoffs. I mean, I felt before we got Cam that we'll go deep in the playoffs, but Sam let us down. We got Cam now. Defense is getting gashed, and this Redskin or the Washington football team, this game kind of confused me because they hurt all around, and we just don't have that alpha male to just take over the games. I'm not understanding. Disappointment gonna continue. We down a few spots on the roster to really see us as dominant. We traded for so many players. I'm not mad at it. Braun's still a rookie, so I can't really put the blame on him, but he's a grown man. We ain't getting no push up the middle. Heineke, he looked elite, and I have no words. I mean, they beat the Bucks. They looking whatever. However, I don't care about the Bucks. But they come to Carolina and just demolish as if they were at home, and we just look foolish. I'm not upset with Cam. Joe Brady's been the problem. He's not creative. He's not getting wide receivers involved. It's either DJ or Kristen, and that irritates me so much. Like, it was fourth and before it hit 6 o'clock in the fourth quarter, Matt is not calling no timeouts. We have no urgency to do hurry ups. It's so much stuff to pinpoint, and I don't see it getting handled till the end of the season. Hopefully, Matt take care of Joe Brady. I hope he look back at this season of when to call timeouts. We have to get fresh bodies in there. Defense, I mean, one sack the whole game. Burns not getting a push. It took a while for Reddick to get a sack. They small bodies, and I don't have nothing wrong with it. They can get to the quarterback.
Was that it?
That's it.
I mean, I don't know what else there is to say about the defense. Okay, you got anything to offer on that one?
I mean, the defense is the defense at this point in time. I don't really know what else we can do,
I think yeah, go ahead.
I mean, I was just going to say, I mean, at this point in time, I mean, it's one of those things where, like, I said it before. I mean, when we lose bad, when we're bad, we're bad. We're horrible as a defense. It's not even close. It's again, if you come in with the right game plan, our defense is easy to beat. They've got a lot of speed, but they don't have as much strength. Shaq Thompson's got to be the strongest guy on that defense, has our defensive tackles. But, outside of that, I mean, it feels like anybody can just run through our defensive line, and it becomes a little bit irritating,
The run game has been a problem for this defense. So I went on both a Washington football team podcast, Rio Speaks, and as well as I went on with Gary V and DraftKings, and went on their Die Hard Dialogue podcast. And I did say this, is that I thought our defense was stout. Like, that's like when I say stout, actually I'd say this, it's the better side of our team going into this game. It had to have been what we thought was our advantage. But if it was susceptible to something, it is the run game.
Yeah.
And while McLaurin on those having 7 catches, I think, hold on, I got it up. I had it up. Is McLaurin had 7 catches. Well, no, he had 5 catches for 103 yards. So a big day a big day, but not like completely dominant in a way. You know what I'm saying? Like it wasn't just him. Is they ran the ball 40 times for 190 yards, that team. So it's like this. It was body, headshot, body, headshot, body. Right? I mean, it's a Ron Rivera game, folks. That was a Ron Rivera game. That's like how he wants to win that game. And that's actually how football games are a lot of times are won, unless you're just the better dominant team. So tough day. Again, I challenge you. This is who has our defense stopped when it comes to points?
The biggest one is got to be just the Saints. I mean, you got to think about even with our first game. You know, it was who'd we play first? The Jets, right? We played the Jets, who, in hindsight, they're even worse than we should have done.
The Jets,
yeah.
Then the Jets. We stopped the Falcons, the Jets, and the Saints.
Yep.
Or no,
and the Houston Texans.
Barely, barely stopped them. I feel
exactly. It was barely, and that was without Tyrod Taylor. That was with a backup to their backup. Like, I mean, like our defense. I love our defense. Like they play, like when they're playing well, they play well. But again, I don't know that I've seen them go up against high quality, like a high quality team and actually come out on top. I mean, even if you think about the Saints,
Arizona.
The Saints were without all their offensive team, like all their offensive coaches. Like I know that we didn't want to use that as an excuse.
Oh, you're right. You're right. They had COVID that week.
Yeah, like
they don't have Michael Thomas. I mean, I know there was a ton of injuries, so it wasn't even like this. Is that it wasn't like we just went out and shut down a dominant offense. What about last week with Arizona? Think about that. You could say, "Oh, no Arizona, great team. No Kyler Murray, no Hopkins."
Yep.
Look, I mean, I know that it sounds terrible. If you were a woman and you had a pretty good ass and great tits, right? It would be weird to come out and saying like, "Oh, I wish my tits were better." It would say like that's not the first area you would think you would start talking about, but it turns out your tits weren't as great as you thought they were.
Okay.
No, look, maybe. Look, I mean, who have we stopped? Cody, tell me, who have we stopped on? Look, Dallas ran all the hell over us. What is a good team we've stopped? Philadelphia got it done against us. I mean, like everybody's got it done against us.
Real quick, I would just love to say I love all tits more than a mouthful is a waste. Some wise men have said. So I'm accepting of all tits. Number two,
even bad ones.
I mean, whenever dude tits are tits, ultimately it's kind of like cold pizza. They're still pretty good. You know what I mean? So you know, look, I'm looking at our next two opponents, right? And Miami won today, but again, I'm still favoring us to beat Miami. Okay, then we're gonna go to Atlanta. And again, that's going to be at home. We normally split with Atlanta. So, you know, we have to look out for that one too. But Tony, you know, you're asking them what game did our defense like shut out? And yeah, look, we only have 5 wins on the season. So, I mean, you know, you look back to New Orleans, that was a pretty good defensive performance. The Houston Texans game was a pretty good performance. I would even say that Philadelphia, for as bad as that game was a pretty good defensive performance, and our offense.
Like every one of those teams has a losing record too, by the way.
I mean, look.
I just want to point that out. Every single one of those teams has a losing record.
I mean, yeah, listen, but I still think that we have a good defense from a roster perspective. We have talent, and I think a lot of the blame. Hey, look, just like you know, you guys have been hard on Joe Brady. It's time to be hard on Phil Snow. It's time to be hard on Phil Snow. And I know we all want to love him. He's the old timer with all the veteran experience. Yeah, I get that. But at the end of the day, what I said about him and what CK said about him originally is true. That our offense or our defense, when they have bad performances, they don't just have a bad performance. They have abysmal performances. And we have to get better at that because we're far too talented to let that happen.
All right, let's keep pounding through with these calls. Don't worry, we're gonna get to them. They're coming. Hang around. Your call will be.
And how many times do I gotta talk about the fucking safety play on this motherfucking team, man? Justin Burris fucking sucks, bruh. He needs to get the fuck off the fucking field.
Tonight.
Why is Justin Burris a starting safety on our team? I mean, goddamn, why can't we call Trey Boston back? Or fucking Eric Reed, bruh.
Eric Reed, come on.
That blows me away. Why Eric Reed is not on this fucking
Love
team?
your heart, but I gotta call him.
I did say, y'all remember when
He
I
ain't
told
gonna help
you
us in no coverage.
we
Eric
needed
Reed wasn't
safety
good.
help, man. We
Say that
needed
again.
safety help.
Yeah.
We needed safety help. I told you guys before that we needed safety help, and it's still a problem, man. It really is still a big problem at safety and linebacker.
Imagine bringing in Eric Reed. He would be like getting smoked over the top. Man, he was a good tackler. He's a good tackler, a strong safety, deep down. But don't worry, the problem with him and Jeremy Chin would just be tackling everybody together, and we would get smoked over the top.
But that's my point. They play
Peaceful
similar
Savage.
game styles. They're the same kind of strong.
Right. Like, that's not what we need. We need a cover.
Play.
If we need coverage people, maybe more in the safety position than we need a tackler in the box. That would be my theory. But I don't even look at that. I don't even be in like over the top shit. It's the real big problem there. I don't know. I don't know why. Like you said, I think Cody, you said is that we played just a little soft. Like we got manhandled. We got beat up. We got beat up in a bar. You think you're a cool guy, and you pick the fight with the redneck at the bar, which was the Washington football team's offensive line, and they kind of fought with you. You probably would win most days, but you fought with a guy who had a hillbilly strength to him that you underestimated. That's my theory. 252-228-5098.
Not feeling great, but I'm feeling good at the same time because first, Cam shouldn't have been out there. I love Cam, but he still needs to learn the playbook. These checkdowns, told y'all.
Man, that's
Cam,
like what
but everybody
Carolina's
wanted
offense
him
has
here.
been, though.
Wait, hold on.
That's our system.
Peaceful Savage, is this you?
Next,
yes.
Defense. You can't put it on the defense. We were like 1-6 in the first half.
What?
For third down conversions. After that, we never got a third down conversion. Maybe one. But that's it. I'm just saying. PJ Walker, 2-0, makes third down conversions. I mean, you can blame it on the line.
I feel like he definitely took a hit of
that everybody got hurt.
Percocet or something before he
blames it on the O-line, saying we didn't do anything for him, but he had one sack, and that was the end. Like
sleepy, droopy.
Fair weather fans.
I gotta stop it. I
Wait,
can't.
hold on,
You want to keep going with a sleepy call? All right, fine. Well, listen, don't complain to me that this show is so long.
And it's daily that everybody got hurt, so everybody blames it on the O-line, saying we didn't do anything for him, but he had one sack, and that was the end.
I don't blame their performance. I blame their penalties.
Fair weather fans, all I gotta say is know your team, know your system.
Get hype,
this is your
Panther Nation. That's what this call just said.
Even Christian wanted to take a couple. You can't run RPOs.
What do you mean? I can't do it. I cannot listen anymore, bro. I cannot listen anymore. How am I supposed to listen? It was so long, Cody. You said keep listening. He said I can't run RPOs. That was the best thing of the day. Sorry. And I'm not trying to be mean to the person that's calling. But geez, do you know what it's like to be a day in the life of Tony, where people come slugging at you in the body and the body and the body and the body all this day? They talk shit about me. And can't come up here and come sleepy style.
Yeah.
Can't come sleepy style and then say the RPOs are the worst game. I don't want to hear it.
I do agree. I agree to one point, and that is I don't think Cam should have taken 100% of the snaps. Like it was clear that they weren't. I mean, there's
the problem though.
I know, right? I do agree with that first part. Like that part, I said like, now does that mean he shouldn't have played? No, not at all. And to say that PJ Walker is a better option than Cam Newton because he's 2-0 against the Detroit Lions, who were the higher draft pick than us last year, and against the Arizona Cardinals, who were missing Kyler Murray, and who had our defense playing lights out against that squad, gave him a easy game, right? Not to take anything away from PJ, he played great that game, but to say that he was going to be better than Cam Newton in this game, Cam Newton played very well for what it is. To me, like there's two rules of thought. Cam Newton they gave him a reduced playbook because obviously you can't learn an entire system in a matter of a week and a half, or Joe Brady's just that bad at calling plays, right? He is just that vanilla.
He's not
vanilla. Like it could be one of the two, right? I don't want to say one is true and one is not right now because I don't know. But everything else is absolutely hysterical. Like the Chiefs have won a Super Bowl on RPO. The Eagles won a Super Bowl on RPO. RPO is something that has absolutely helped tremendously a lot of teams get to the Super Bowl.
I would actually say this is I was a little surprised at how well Carolina integrated that today.
Mm-hmm.
And here again, I will say this on record: Cam Newton is the best person to ever run the run pass option in the history of football. Like he is like the dude. If you want to run that play, he reads it right. He has the strong. Did you see when they were telling like him and McCaffrey were fighting over it today?
Yeah, and they made it seem like when Cam kept that ball, like Christian was like, oh, he was mad.
Maybe a hair. He might have been a little disappointed he didn't get it.
I wonder
but Cam Newton's fingers, bro. That's the thing, is that would have been a fumble on everybody else. Everybody else would have fumbled that ball.
Yeah, and listen, even if there was someone better at running the RPO with Cam Newton,
there's nobody better, bro.
My biased ass isn't going to tell you about him. Fuck him. It's Cam Newton all day. I don't want to hear about Michael Vick. I don't want to hear about Lamar.
Well,
I don't want to hear about Randall Cunningham.
Keep in mind,
Cam Newton's the man.
The Panthers aren't necessarily running RPOs right now. Like that was read option. That was always like RPOs is going to be run pass option. Like it's not the read option is I'm going to read the defense and decide to keep the ball.
I call them all the same.
Yeah.
I call them all the same thing, right? But all right, what you're so you're saying is that when Cam was doing it, a lot of times he wasn't actually the pass wasn't a real option. Yeah. All right. Well, that play where they fake it to the court, you know what I mean? Like where they do the delay. And so I would say he is the best at that in the history of the world.
Yeah.
Pretty good. Pretty good stuff. All right, let's go with the next one.
Yo, what's up, fellas? This is Corey calling in. Just wanted to speak a little bit. I was just thinking, obviously, the defense played bad. We had some really costly penalties, all that shit. But something I just want to talk about, something I just wanted to bring up is why I feel like DJ Moore, we had that fire play with him, the little fake run cam, the seam right down the middle of the field to DJ that touchdown. But I just feel like this game and most of the season, honestly, like he's just been a little bit underwhelming. I don't know if I should just blame him or the play calling. Like I feel like we run so many plays that are designed to get Robbie Anderson the ball, these little screen passes, these quick passes to Robbie Anderson to make sure that he gets his touches. And then DJ is just kind of just like he just got to get open. Like I feel like we need to try to get DJ involved more. He's a better run after the catch receiver than Robbie is. Like he's stronger. He runs like a running back. We say it all the time when he catches the ball. And I don't know. I just feel like obviously he's talented. He's got to get open. Like a lot of the shit falls on him. But I feel like a lot of these plays, we need to try to get DJ Moore the ball a lot more. Like he's honestly been a little bit underwhelming. Let me know what y'all think about it. But yeah, honestly, just speaking of the game as a whole, I thought Cam played well. Defense was shitty, but there was a lot of bad penalties. We still could have won the game if we just didn't have as many bad penalties as we did. But I'm not all the way down on the team. I think
100%, we still have a chance. 100%, we still have a chance. And by the way, you want to know why we still have a chance? I mean, look, I mean, I don't even have to tell you why we have a chance. I'll just show you why we have a chance. It's because we have a quarterback that can do stuff like this, man. We have a quarterback that, you know, Tony, you just
demonetization. Take it down. Take it up. Take it up.
But it's gonna happen anyway. I think if you don't play the volume,
there went $2.47.
I think if you don't play the volume, it's good. But I also want to show that CMC touchdown because look, we haven't talked about that enough too. That was a strike down the seam from Cam.
That was good.
To Christian McCaffrey.
Nah, he was all on top of it, bro. Like I'm telling you, if
players.
You don't want to talk shit about what. Look, I think Cam looked sharper than I expected today in the passing game. And how about this? Is that the fact that he ran the ball a couple of times and made some big time plays and get that touchdown? Just excelled. I mean, I'm like, look, is that I think that Cam exceeded expectations for his debut.
Yeah.
Oh, for sure.
I really do.
He had like a 120 passer rating or something like that, which I think
he was not the worst part, like anywhere close to being a weakness of the team, which is interesting. After a guy who has told me, everybody in the league has said, "Oh, there's a reason he isn't on the start." You know what I'm saying? They give you that. They say, "Oh, there's a reason he's not on 32 different teams." Oh, his shoulder is cooked. Everything that people have told me about Cam that sucks. The way he involves his teammates, the this and that. I feel like he overcame those narratives.
Yeah.
Today, he ran the ball effectively, still showed an explosiveness, right? I'm gonna tell you, that's not explosiveness. Is that like, sure, it's not like Cam of the old days because it was like so incredible at that point. But this dude out around in like the top 10 running quarterbacks in the league, he can hang with them. He passed the ball. He didn't have a bunch of he didn't have turnovers. He didn't have he had a good passing percentage. Like, what else did you really need him to do? Oh, and then he didn't even make it about himself. He went and put the ball in the middle of the logo.
Yep. Hey, so do you not want me to? I want to show that pass so bad. Should I not?
I don't know.
If you don't want me to,
know it was, I don't care. I mean, like, really don't care. How about this? Is that if somebody gives us a $3 super chat, and I'm not asking for money, but like if this is because that's what the demonetization will do, is by showing that video, you will cost the C3 channel a whole $3. And I'm trying to give away some stuff at some point. Let's go to the next call. You cover it and you make the call. How about that? We'll make somebody else make the call. 252-228-5098.
Hey, it's Peaceful Savage.
Here,
you know,
is this second
not
sleepy
feeling
call?
Great, but I'm feeling good. At the same time, because
oh, it's the same one. Oh,
first,
we gotta keep going.
Yo, what's up, fellas? This is Corey calling, man.
Same one? Oh, I must have gotten off track.
Dante got his ass kicked today.
I'm gonna give him the super chat.
He didn't have a good game, but that's okay. His first game of the year didn't have a good game.
I wouldn't say that.
But Phil Snow,
first bad game.
The Hall of Fame corner you have on the entire fucking roster should have been man on the entire game traveling.
That's the
with Nick
biggest
Lauren the
question about
entire
this
game from begin to finish.
For me.
There's no reason why Stephon Gilmore should not be starting. No reason. That's uncalled for, man.
I have a point.
This fucking defense lost us this game, bro. Cam played amazing.
He did.
Cam Newton in this offense and Christian McCaffrey played fucking great today. That's not why we lost this game. We lost this game because of the Phil Snow and this fucking defense, man. And personnel. Not having the right niggas on the fucking defense, on the fucking field, man. That's why we lost this fucking game. Justin Burris fucking sucks. Jermaine Carter fucking sucks. Sean Chandler fucking sucks. Hartsfield, he's got one hand. and he starts and he finishes the game and he closes out the game over our all-pro corner AJ Boye? What the fuck? There's a reason why Taylor Heineke's moving the fucking ball. You got a dude out there that has one hand.
He's a little Brett Favre.
You got a safety back there that doesn't know how to fucking play safety, Justin Burris.
No, I meant AJ Boye.
You got Jermaine Carter out there that can't fucking get off the fucking.
He ain't talking.
Can't get a
Just
block.
let him talk.
Can't
He's
stop
like your
the
friend
run.
right now. Don't ruin your friendship into one day.
You got like, where the fuck is Dante Brown, man? Where the fuck is Dante Brown been? Or Derek Brown? Where the fuck is Derek Brown been, man?
Play it, Cody.
Oh my god, dude, this one hurts, man. This one fucking hurts. Today hurts because we should have won this game. There's no reason why we shouldn't be 6-5. We're fucking 5-6. Fucked up.
All right. First of all, thank you, guys. Cody.
Yeah.
F you. And thank you.
What?
Nah, I just read the private chat. Just read the private chat. And
it's true. At least I got your back.
But here's my
how about
question.
this? You might as well play him while we're here. Superman Returns. Thank you for this.
Yeah. All right. So look, this is that beautiful pass. Cam Newton to Christian McCaffrey. Cam surveys the field, steps up into the pocket. Beautiful line drive over the head of the defenders, right into CMC's.
It felt like a dangerous pass at first, and then you look back at it, and it actually is a beaut.
It was a perfect pass. And
over, like everybody was out, like he had the win there. So I was impressed by that.
And by the way, this is what Cam Newton can do. Like the narrative that Cam Newton can't make these kinds of throws, it's so fucking ridiculous, man. And I do think that it was a good play call. They did a good job of getting Christian McCaffrey open in space. And Cam throws a beautiful pass with touch, enough air on it for Christian to be able to go up, get that ball, and get into the end zone, man. That's big time. And that's what I'm hoping that Joe Brady learns sooner rather than later, that Cam Newton can do this type of shit all day, man. Let Cam Newton air the ball out. Let's open up the football field so that defenses can't clamp down on us. It's going to benefit our offensive line. Let Cam Newton's arm go, man. We need to be a fully fledged offense that can affect every area of the field. And right now, that's not who we've been for over 5 years.
Panthers rule also said this: play the trick play. And I want to talk about that.
I'll try and find it.
Yeah, as you find it, let's go on to the next call.
What's going on, C3 Podcast, fellas? Frito Bandito here.
Frito Bandito.
Watching y'all's post-game situation here going on. And I think old boy said it best, man. Today when you watch the game, we didn't have a deep threat, like a deep balls. We didn't throw enough of those, man. I mean, I only saw one with McCaffrey connected to that touchdown. And it looked like Ron Rivera read the fuck out of that defense because, man, I guess he's got Dante Jackson's number, man, from all those
or Scott Turner. Maybe you should give we should give the credit to Scott Turner.
Is just one of the books. Ron Rivera came to play. I mean, we did our best. The defense played a little shitty, or maybe the defense was, I don't know, read by Ron really well. I don't know. Question mark.
Look, I'm telling you this is y'all got to give a little props to Norv Turner. And I know, like when he was our offensive coordinator, you're like, oh, the old man with his draw, this and that. But his son, Scott Turner, today knew what to do. He called a good game, and he's got some offensive weapons there. He made the most of them against the Panthers defense, and Scott Turner kind of being the next. He's like maybe he's trying to be the Kyle Shanahan of the Shanahan family. He had a little revenge today. Heineke, Scott Turner, Ron Rivera, Marty Herney. I even heard that Dan Mayo was playing on this Washington football team today. We got smoked. Matt Rule made us look a fool. David Tepper cannot be feeling great about that. I'm telling you, man. It's a tough day. We needed this win. The story's not over, but the opening scene was not as exciting as we wanted it to be. Or as I don't know, optimistic. I feel like we're in a realist. I feel like we're in a real natural determinism novel here. 252-228-5098.
Hey guys, Chuck from Elizabeth City here, aka Carolina Sports Guy. Was that not a terrible display of losing to a weak ass coach? About as weak as Joe Judge at the
I
Giants.
thought we got outcoached.
About as weak as a kicker we've ever had, and he comes back and makes field goals. Y'all remember Taylor Heineke? For those of you who want to still keep him, played one game for us and started and broke his arm against Atlanta and cried like a baby off the field. And he goes out there and acts like he's got a vendetta. It freaking kills me. Rivera acts like he's so freaking great, and I'm so glad he's gone. These fools go. They won't go nowhere. And how about all the freaking 1980s fans that showed up like they're at a freaking NASCAR event? Dale Earnhardt Jr. ought to be proud of himself. They ought to run him and every single Redskin fan that lives in North Carolina and South Carolina ought to run him out of state and make a move up to Arlington or Alexandria and get the hell out of the Carolinas. It's an embarrassment. Other than that, our defense couldn't stop shit. Pathetic.
Yeah, 100% pathetic, man. Was that the end of the call? Yeah, I guess so.
I mean,
yeah.
Hey, it's all right to be upset with the opposing team, but I feel like maybe listen, I don't blame Heineke for coming out here and playing like you did. I mean, I love, like, if that was
what
Cam
an
Newton,
effort, bro. What an effort. Give him some props.
Cam Newton, like if like he came out and he had that same energy, it's not like we're dealing with a situation where, like, essentially nobody can have emotions. I don't want this to be anything about an attack on you, Chuck, but like that's the same reason why people criticize Cam Newton, and I think that we need to be able to have that same level of understanding of another player. Like if Cam Newton does that, we're not getting that same frustration. So I think we need to be willing to.
My favorite comment of the night. Chuck, an undercover gangster, bro. And you know what? I am with you. So I was waiting to, like, Starsky and Hutch earlier said, "Oh, you didn't watch the game?" Well, no, I did watch the game, but my kid goes he does this choral society.
Yeah.
And so it starts at 2:30 and it ends at 4. And it's kind of perfect if you're trying to watch the game and do stuff, because right around halftime, you know what I'm saying? And then I can get home in time and I don't have to be a bad father. I can still pick up my kid and do stuff like this. And so this is where I'm with Chuck and an undercover gangster. So I'm waiting for my son to get out of choral society. We're at this little watering hole right beside it. And some Redskin fans were like, "Let go of him! Let go of him!" They were like so shook about his health. And it was like you could have back broke him. And I was rooting for it. I was rooting for the back break. I'm telling you. Those defensive players, yank it while you can. I mean, and I know all them Patriot fans are going to be coming up here and say, "Oh, that's dirty, dirty, dirty." He had the football in his hand and his knee had not touched the ground. So you got to make his head and his knee touch the ground at the same time. Backwards. I ain't got no problem with that, man. But that would have worked. And then guess what we didn't do next? We didn't stop the fourth down.
Yep.
So there was some real and look, is that we came back and said this defense sucked, or at least I felt like kind of they let us down. I don't think they suck. I think they let us down. You guys shit on Dante Jackson. I think, like, yeah, he got picked on.
Yeah.
I'm not ready to turn, and I'm pretty optimistic. Like Cody said, is that we're not out of it yet. We just could have won this game. Couple plays there. We left a couple plays on the field And you hate to hear that because that's what Ron Rivera says. Everything comes down to 2 or 3 football plays. The number is 252-228-5098. Smash the thumbs up button. Let's go to the next call. Oh. It's a quiet one.
Yo, C3 fam, Panther Nation. It's your boy, Josh from Mass. And that was a rough loss. It was a rough loss. It was a rough out. But I mean, this is a team that fucking beat Tampa last week. You all really think they were going to be an easy out? No. They weren't going to be an easy out. Yeah, the cheat codes. And, man, I hate to fucking say it, but you mean to tell me that their offensive line wasn't holding every fucking play? Come on. When you got a pass rush with the number 1 win rate in the fucking league, they gonna let them mugs hold. It's what it is. It ain't what it ain't. It's how it is. Doesn't matter whether it's us, whether it's Green Bay. That's what they're gonna let happen. But the man is back. You look at our schedule going forward. We go into
he
fucking
is.
Tell
him, Josh.
Not Tampa.
Miami.
We go to the other side of Florida.
We're going
to the other
Miami.
side of Florida. We're going to fucking Miami. And we're going to get it done. And we're going to go on a bye. And Cam's going to have some more time to learn that playbook. And then we're going to go play the Falcons in our house. We're going to get it done.
Yeah,
it's
man.
ugly right now. I get it. It was a rough loss. But, I mean, you can't knock them. They played us hard. This is a team that fucking did their fucking due diligence. They watched the film. They knew what the fuck to do. They did. It's easy to hate on them. But
oh shit.
They beat Tampa. It ain't gonna be easy from here on out, but we can do it. We can do it. We just gotta keep pounding.
That's it.
Y'all fans who got loud at the stadium today. Y'all gotta stay getting loud.
So that's the end of his call. CK, I mean, what are you thinking, man? Because I think that, yeah, I mean, today was a bad loss, but we at least showed some heart on offense, and the offense has been our biggest issue this season.
Right.
And again, looking at the landscape, looking at the teams that we're going to play, our next 2 football games are the Miami Dolphins and the Atlanta Falcons. And by the way, we have a bye week in between those 2 games.
Yeah.
So, I mean, am I or anyone else wrong for feeling like, yeah, we had a bad day, but at the end of the day, what we thought was true before this game is still true. We still have a good chance to be a playoff.
At the end of the day, I mean, you got to keep in mind, it's not like we got blown out, right? There were we played bad. Like our defense played bad. There were some mistakes that were self-inflicted that, we talk about. And, we want to, Michael Jordan didn't do a very good job giving us a great opportunity on the offense. A lot of these drive killers that took place were a big part of why we lost today, too. Like the defense didn't play well. And anybody who looked at this game today and said, oh, the defense played pretty good. They almost gave up 200 yards of rushing, right? That's not good, right? That's not good at all. They gave a 145 passer rating to Taylor Heineke. Like, that's not good. He threw 3 touchdown passes against a vaunted defense that's supposed to be one of the best in the league. That's not good. The defense was a big part, if not the biggest part, to why our team lost today. But outside of that, the defense has played well. We know we have the pieces that we need. And if we can come in and play games like we're supposed to play against teams that we're supposed to beat, that at the end of the day, that will be very helpful, especially as Cam Newton starts to learn this playbook, and maybe Joe Brady learns a little bit from Cam Newton on how to call plays that are going to be better, better designed for this offense to succeed. And one thing you got to expect, and I said it right when we got into the. I didn't talk about it on live stream, but it just feels like every time Cam Newton goes on a team, he's expected to be the only reason they win. Every time. Like on the Patriots, that they brought him in and he was the only reason they were supposed to win, right? And that didn't happen.
Yeah, man.
And then we came back here to the Carolinas and same thing. He comes into a game, comes into a team that should have been very capable of winning without him being the only reason, and he had to put this team on his back for a good portion of this. Him and CMC did a lot to make this team look like they're better than they were on the offense today. And that's something to be excited about, because it's not like this is happening at the beginning of the season where you have to worry about Cam getting worn out by the end of the year. Cam Newton's fresh. Cam Newton's coming into this, with a full head of steam ready to go. So, this offense can only get better. And while other offenses may end up taking a step back, I think you're going to see this team start to kind of accelerate. And I'm hoping that happens next week.
Yeah. And but I just want to say one last thing. I just want to read Cam Newton's stat line: 21 of 27 for 77.7 passing, 3 total touchdowns, 0 turnovers, 235 yards of offense, 100
0 part of the problem. That's what should be the real stat. Is 0 part of the problem.
120.5 passer rating, 64.8 QBR, and only sacked 1 time.
Yeah, it was fine today. And that sack came at the very end, by the way. I think that was at the last play of the game.
Yeah, and that was again on the offensive line. Like, he didn't have any time.
But still, it was the last play of the game. It wasn't like he was getting harassed all day. Look, he was good. He was better. I'm telling you, far better than I expected he would be. Is people have tried to, you thought about this, is that the big fear was remember he was worried about getting his foot fused. When he had that little bone that's broken at the bottom of your foot, it's like these little in-between bones. So what they do is they fuse that whole part of your foot, and you're like, oh, that takes away the explosiveness of an athlete. So you're like, man, the people that were shook about Cam Newton and being injury prone were saying this is you just took away his best asset. He can't run the ball anymore. Well, you know what? He can run the ball just fine. He might not be the guy that's going to take it up the field for 70 yards on a play. That's ridiculous. Looking like a damn running. He's like it looks like he's a freak. He's been a freak. And here's the thing is that he's less of a freak now, but he's still a freak. Still running the ball on mugs. That was a big running to play it. Play the running touchdown. They paid for the clips. Let's play it again. Let's watch it. We'll watch it while we listen to the next call.
Man, we just had a bad game today. Shit. The best outlook is we can go 8-8 this season, putting new pieces. But right now, this game, defense could have done a whole lot better. Corner-wise, safety-wise, linebacker-wise, they could have done a whole lot better. Play calling-wise, man, Ron Rivera, he was on it. He knew what he was wanting to do from the jump. He always been a great coach. So,
is that the end of the call? Oh. Tony, we can't hear you when your microphone is muted. We can't hear the cat calls.
If we lose to the Dolphins, I'll smack somebody. Keep coming.
You got the gist of it. You're right. I had to yell at my kids. They're trying to cook by themselves right now. Be careful. I know. Don't worry. I got a lot of kids. They're all right. They'll survive.
One of them will figure it out.
That's exactly right, man. At some point, that's just what they're like. You got to learn to live, folks. And that's what I try to tell y'all about the criticisms. Like when you say, oh, well, we don't have a good offensive line. Oh, we don't. You like, so when we give Joe Brady a pass because he doesn't have the right tools, or we give this guy a pass because he doesn't have an offensive line. Turns out you just have to learn how to live with the circumstances you got, bro. You know, my kids got to go down there and figure out how to cook dinner because I'm doing this podcast. And if they don't learn how to do it, yeah, I'm a bad dad. But at the same time, their lives. Let's keep going.
Hey, they have to learn not to touch the stove some way.
Yeah. Oh, here's a good example of this because we live in such a great, beautiful world where nobody has any consequences. And I'm the best. I spoil my kids more than anything. So my oldest, smart, like, said he's a golden boy. You know, he's a firstborn boy. He's the oldest, smarter, like this and that. Kid puts his dish in the sink today. I mean, the sink was full of crap. Mom has been out of town for the weekend. So we're just trying to survive this joint. We're just trying to survive it. But man just puts his little weak ass dish right on in the dishes. And they had just unloaded the dishwasher. So they knew the dishwasher was empty. Then we ate. So they unloaded the dishwasher. I was making breakfast. We ate. And he goes, puts his plate, dirty ass plate in the sink. And then I yelled up. I was like, yo, whose plate all jacked up in the sink right here? He's like, oh, sorry, I forgot. And I said, you know what? Usually I say this. Oh, man, remember to put your, put your plate in the dishwasher. I said, you know what? Screw this. I made his ass come down and wash all the, wash. I was like, put all the dishes then in the dishwasher, homie. Not just yours. Do what I was about to do.
Plus, there was also a whole generation of kids that grew up without their parents being in the house. Those latchkey kids. Yeah, people had to figure it out. They'll be fine. They're fine.
They're gonna learn. They're gonna learn.
If you hear a smoke
will
alarm,
the Panthers learn? Will the Panthers learn today? And will the Panthers' parents learn from not holding their kids accountable enough? Phil Drool or what was it? Phil Slow. Rat Mule, and we need a good one for Joe Brady. Joe Frady, Joe Lady.
I think Joe Brady sums up his fear to throw the ball down the field.
Oh, like Frady, like F-A. Oh, Joe I like Frady. It. All right, now I'm totally into it now.
Yeah, Joe
252-228-5098.
Hey, this is Kevin from Charleston. I got to ask a question. I mean, should we really regret taking Garrett Brown? Because, I mean, good God, that run defense is awful. I mean, has it really improved since we drafted him?
Good call.
I mean, yeah, we did great against bad teams, but come on, man. Shit. Peace.
Yeah, so real quick, Tony, Karen Choi puts forward Joe Flaky.
Not bad.
Yeah, kind of a good one. I like that too. And then, yeah, we need to have this conversation about Derek Brown. Like I said, man, I don't care if people want to come at me. I stand by my original evaluations of the players when I do make them. I liked Derek Brown. I thought he would be a good football player. But I remember saying this to you guys then. If I'm picking in the top 10, I'm not picking a run-stuffing D tackle. Right. Not in the top 10. You draft game changers in the top 10. Now, if we're talking about a guy like Vita Vea that's getting sacks and pressures all the time, then that's one thing. But we drafted Derek Brown to be that monster in the middle. And yeah, sometimes he'll blow up a play, but then other times he just gets completely washed. There were times today I saw a backup center and left guard, or right guard rather, just bulldoze Derek Brown out of the play. And it's like, I don't know what we're doing here, man. I think that, when it comes to Derek Brown and Brian Burns, there is reasonable criticisms to be had about these guys' play style now, man. I think, Derek Brown is incredibly powerful, but kind of lacks that quick twitch ball get off and some secondary moves to get off of blocks. And then Brian Burns, he really kind of lacks in physical play strength on the edge. So I've been very, especially of late, I've been very underwhelmed by our first round pick, Derek Brown. And I think it's a reasonable criticism.
I think you're way too. All right. First is I've fallen in this trap before. I've fallen into this trap of being like, oh, it's easy to talk junk about this defensive tackle that was drafted in the first round that doesn't get a lot of sacks. I did this with Star Lotulelei. I was a giant KK Short fan, beside just eating right beside this man. And I still think KK Short was a great player, so I ain't got no problems. I ain't shaming myself there. But I know it's easy. I feel like it's easy to fall into the Derek Brown not help, like anti-Derek Brown camp. Right. And Star Lotulelei changed our defense up the I feel like this. I don't feel like teams are running up the middle on a ton of us on us.
When
I feel like they're running off offensive tackle. Maybe I'm wrong. Again, you guys told me I didn't watch the game. And they're doing a mix of both, to be honest. Like, we're getting run over. We're getting steamrolled in the run game. I don't know if I dislike Derek Brown. Like, because he's the mean man I want on my team. I don't even know if I don't like the idea of drafting those types of players within the top 10. I do understand what you're saying, Cody, about when we're drafting and what we're trying to do for our team going forward. And I would kind of be interested in what other players could have sent our team on a different trajectory at that point in time, other than a Derek Brown. Right. It's like a safe pick. It's kind of like a safe pick. It's like, oh, we're going to get a guy that's from Alabama. That's going to like be I don't know if he changed the trajectory of our squad. And you know how I feel about drafting tight ends in the first round. Like, you can tell me he's like going to be the best tight end in the history of the world, and I don't give a shit.
Yeah, I mean, I hear you. And it's like when you're picking in the top 10, I don't mind picking a defensive tackle, but it better be Aaron Donald, or it better be someone that can.
Or you got to think about where your team's at that point. Right. If you don't have a quarterback, if you don't have a this and that, it's not like you just were missing a defensive tackle.
Yeah, and that's what Matt Tuco says. He's a Washington football fan. He says drafting D-line won't make you better unless you have a quarterback. We drafted 4 in 5 years, but got the quarterback wrong, and now it doesn't matter. So that's a fantastic point, man. You have to look at what you need and what's on the board. Then Algernon Ramiser earlier in the chat asked me who else was available. I still probably would have preferred Isaiah Simmons at that pick, especially knowing how shallow we are at the linebacker position. But also, how about Tristan Wirfs, who is a badass football player on the offensive line for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. So,
was that not the quarterback, the draft that you liked? That wasn't the Oregon draft?
Yeah, Justin Herbert went right before us. He went number 6, and then we picked 7.
Oh, okay. So he wasn't available,
yeah.
But he was in, like, if we really wanted him.
Yeah, I mean, if we really wanted him, we probably could have. And see, at that point in time, if we really were in love with Justin Herbert, we probably could have traded up with the Lions or the Giants, picking at 3 and 4 in that draft to go and get him. But again, man, we're talking about Marty Herney, and apparently Marty Herney loved Justin Herbert too. But
look at this comment. I love this comment. Jay Doe says this: you can sign serviceable defensive tackles. Think about this. Daquan Jones has arguably been one of the best defensive tackle on this team this season. Right?
I mean, yeah, he's been.
We just signed him. Did we not just sign Daquan Jones to like a 2-year deal?
He's been one of our most disruptive.
Kevin Love. You can think of some guys that have rotated, and you can, like he said, serviceable tackles. Interesting.
Yep.
All right, let's keep going through with the calls. 252-228-5098.
What up, C3? This is Cody.
What's up, Carl?
I have a message. Panther Nation, don't be discouraged because we lost this game to the Washington team. I mean, hey, Cam was Cam. We had a chance to win. We just didn't. But you know what the great thing is? We still have some games left. And we still going to make the playoffs. I'm confident about that now. Now that Cam is back. Cody, Tony. All the year I've been hearing about, this Panther defense is such number 2. This Panther defense is this. Second and 21. You had a chance for number 2 defense to show why they number 2. And guess what? They did nothing. A conversion. Washington team converted. They ran it down the throats as well. Where's this defense that people been so craving all week? They really didn't show up today. Oh, and Tony, I have a suggestion. Why don't you do throwback podcast on Tuesday? Throwback podcast. I might be a Cam fan. I may have came to Carolina because of Cam, but Tony, you are the reason that made me a true Panthers fan. Because on Tuesday night, I used to look forward. You need to bring back the old theme music. Tuesday night when that thing used to hit, we get them and talk. Yeah, I just want some big guys.
That's a throwback call right there.
When I hear that Tony, I was hyped. I was like, hell yeah, C3 time, baby. Tony, bring that podcast music back, even if it's just for one night only. Panther fans, keep your hands up. Let's keep pounding. Oh, and get them fucking likes up, people. You love this show. You know this is one of the hottest content.
Let me see if I got this one for you, bro. Let me see. Look, I just went back to I don't even know these files. This is totally the professor, bro. It's like the cure.
As I've said this to you guys before, roster building is a 12-month process. And you can't sit here and rest on your laurels. Oh, you went to the Super Bowl, so obviously you're going to go back again.
Your decisions are made above your shoulders rather than in your heart.
Exactly.
And so
listen, at the end of the day, we're going to do the evaluation. We're going to see what we feel we need. And we're going to do everything we can.
Thanks, Cody, for being a supporter to the end. From the beginning to the end. I got a lot of those old clips back there. I got the other one. My favorite one is like, I want guys. Look, actually, we need more clips. Here's the thing is I'm not ready to make the Matt Rule clip yet. How about that? Matt Rule, make the clip for you, and we'll change it. We're gonna get CK to come film with a drone. It's gonna be great. 252-228-5098.
So I think they probably should mix PJ Walker.
Is that clippy to you, or is it just
next? That's terrible.
189.
Next call.
Sorry, man. The call was
boys. It's your boy Mike.
There he is. Perfect timing.
Hope you guys are having a fantabulous.
Yeah, it's been awesome. Panthers lost. Fantabulous.
Sunday evening. You know what? I ain't even mad.
I ain't even mad, bro.
I got to come here, to the nice city of Charlotte.
Oh, he came to the game. Poor fella.
I got to see my boy come home.
Every time this happens to good people.
At least you got
give
to
them
see
a
it.
W.
He did his thing.
But give them a
You got to
W.
see
All right.
on the low, I picked him up on fantasy, and hopefully he'll get me the win this week.
Snap! There you go.
20-something points. It's really helping me out right now. Anyways, yeah, you know what? I ain't even mad. It's all good. You know that. Boy, I swear, when I was up in them stands, it was like every run play they were running, it was just gashing for like 5 yards. And it's a role reversal. You know, it couldn't depend on the offense. Now, you know, this, at least for this game, you know, it can really depend on the defense. That shit sucked, especially to see the Washington Panthers come in and, you know, just take that win from us.
Well, I tell you this is thanks, Mike, man. I'm sorry that you had to travel here. And again, the team needs to give W's if they want the fans to show up, if they want people to get hype. You actually can do two things, Carolina. If you want our podcast to thrive, you could suck. Because when the Panthers suck, people get on the internet and talk about it. When they're great, they go to the stadium and cheer. Like, it's kind of the thing is that good teams bring people to the stadium, bad teams bring people to the internet. And look, the Carolina Panthers have to go out there and win. They excited us with storylines. They drew it up. It could have been magical. It was magical from the beginning. And right now, that storyline has fizzled out in a moment. The magic has been dampened quickly, and the Carolina Panthers defense needs to step it up. And I think the whole team, it's like when you talk about team wins, team losses, today was totally a team loss, but you can't really, for the first time this season, we don't get a pick on the offense. We don't pick on I actually would say this, the offensive line was even awful. Worst day of the game, worst play of the game was the bad snap on that. Was it a direct snap to Christian McCaffrey?
No,
or was it a really like I don't even know if that was a play.
It wasn't supposed to be, but thank God Christian
is
good enough to be able to think on his feet and be able to reel in that football.
It's incredible.
Yeah, man. No, it was not a direct snap. And I said this on Twitter too. It's like, you know, I don't want to be too hard on Pat Elflein. I want it kind of be reasonable, but at the same time, like, he was snapping so low to start that game.
Okay.
Like, it was going straight down, and Cam and Christian, you know, on that
but
play,
you didn't have real errors on it, though.
Go down to get that football. I think that snapping the ball, that's something he has to get better at. I don't want to be too hard because it's not his normal position. I do think he plays well there, but he definitely has to get better, man, because a lot of those snaps, especially early on, they were bad. And that might have been the difference in one of those plays.
Here's another treat for you. It's the C3 Panthers podcast, brought to you by CarolinaCatChronicles.com. I'm your host, Tony Dunn. On the internet, baby. Oh, it's the old school. You want to throw it back.
I love it. Like, that's so jazzy, though.
It is. It's fun. It's a fun start. 252.
Hey, what's going on, fellas? Man, I'm my name's Keefa, all the way up here in Portland, Oregon.
Oh, my man. What's up?
And lifetime Carolina Panther fan, because I'm originally from Salisbury, North Carolina, but I'm here in Oregon. But I wanted to say that I think the team looked real good. I think Cam looked real good today. I don't see any problem with the players themselves. I mean, the coaching is terrible. I don't know what Matt Rule's doing. Joe Brady, he is what he is. But, I think they're college coaches. And when you're dealing with college coaches opposed to NFL prep coaches, man, that's what you're going to get. You know what I'm saying? So It is what it is, man. You can holler back at me it's just crazy. But I think the team did real good today. I think Washington showed up to play. Ron Rivera, of course, excellent coach, in my opinion, of course. And he was prepared. He was really prepared for the day. But I think Cam was prepared, too. I think C-Mac was prepared. I agree with Cody when you say that if you're going to pay Robbie Anderson all that money, he needs to be a more integral part of the offense and so on like that. And just overall, I think the Panthers have an opportunity to really make a run. And it's possible as long as we can get the right combinations out there, especially on the defense, and see what happens. All right.
Thank you for the call.
Right
Cody he brought a lot of great points there. I wanted Zero to circle back to one. You mentioned it earlier. I've been holding on to this with Robbie Anderson, DJ Moore. We saw another caller called in talking about kind of they went to DJ early and then let off the gas there.
Yeah.
I think this is a personality thing. And while you're saying feed the ball to Robbie Moore, you know, I mean, I want to see that. I'm like, I was really impressed with what Robbie did last year as becoming a possession receiver. But you're saying like this, when he came here, I thought he was going to be a 3 catch for 100 or for 98 yards guy. You know what I'm saying? Not a possession receiver. I think he was going to be a 7 catch guy in the game. And last year he was a 7 catch guy. This year he's kind of toned back, and now it's been schematic. It's like now I just still want him to be the 3 catches for 68 yards and a touchdown. That would be amazing. But I think I think they have been feeding the ball to him. And I think that DJ Moore, in fact, I wrote this down earlier for Debate My Take. Here's the take. Remember this for Wednesday. Is DJ diva enough to be a number 1? Because I think Robbie Anderson has showed emotion. He said this is like, give me more. It's like he's over there. And I think they have force fed him. And I'm not saying they force fed. Yeah. You know what? DJ might. What if DJ acted like that?
I mean, I don't know, man. Like, I don't think that he's a number 1 receiver.
DJ?
Oh, no, I'm saying Robbie.
I agree with that. But what I'm saying is this. Don't you think his attitude, like like we want more out of we want more, it's kind of like he is diva.
He has all
the reason DJ ain't getting fed is because he's like a little beta.
So, by the way, on that trick play where Christian McCaffrey tossed it back to Cam, the one Ron Rivera challenge.
I want to see that one.
I tried to find it, dude. I couldn't find any one of the actual entire play. I do have one of Christian McCaffrey I want to show in a second. That dude's fucking different. But on that play, DJ was supposed to be the guy being thrown the ball, but DJ was not open. He was the go route on that play, and there was good coverage. And I feel like there have been times when defenders have been able to shut down DJ, and I kind of feel like that's true, Tony. Like Steve Smith said, they haven't found someone to replace me as a Carolina Panther receiver until now. Well, I'm sorry, Steve, but we still haven't replaced you, big dog. He doesn't have that mentality, man. I wish that he played with even half the anger and the gusto and the ready to put you in the dirt attitude
tough.
that
He's
Smith had, but he doesn't do it. And I think that you're right, Tony. He doesn't have that alpha dog mentality that you need to have from a number 1 wide receiver. It doesn't even mean being loud either. You don't have to be a showboat, professing your greatness all the time. You don't have to do that. I just need to be able to depend on you on every single play that you're targeting.
I think it's different than that, though. I don't think it's on DJ. Look, I think that just the coaching staff knows that Robbie Anderson is dramatic. Right, so they got to keep him. They're like this. Is like if you're prioritizing people's personalities, you've got to keep in check. They know that DJ is going to be the last dude to get riled up.
Yeah,
that's what I'm trying to say. Is I don't think even his play on the field isn't doggish enough. That's not even what I'm trying to say. A little bit. It's like I think that Robbie Anderson is like, here, I'll throw the temper tantrum. And you know what? I'm fine. Like, I don't give a fuck. I mean, do that. If that's what you think is the best, do it. But this coaching staff, like I said, is susceptible to listening to the noise. They listen to the crowd. on that call.
Oh, yeah.
We have seen this. Do you remember when they came back out and Matt Rule said, "Oh, we're just going to run the ball for 7,000 times"? Why? Why did he say that? Because the crowd have been saying you weren't doing enough. Think about this. Do you remember after week 1, we played Christian McCaffrey, and he had 37 touches or something like that? And the noise immediately after that game was, win, but are we giving McCaffrey too many touches? And then the next week, they just went hyperbole to Chuba Hubbard. I'm telling you, man, these guys listen to the noise. They're reacting to it. And that's why I actually think DJ, he would be better off being a dick at this point. What he should be doing is saying this, give me the ball more. And they'd be feeding him. But they know he's the last personality on the list they got to appease.
I also feel like in that first drive that we went and scored on that DJ Moore touchdown, they made it a point to get the ball into DJ Moore's hands. And I felt like we were pretty successful doing that. But then again, it goes back to Christian McCaffrey. And I can't even doubt him for doing that because I wanted to play this. Christian McCaffrey really is special, y'all. I might call him overpaid. I might say a lot of things about him.
He's amazing,
but
dude.
This play where he was...
this shit is dope as fuck.
Look, he never went down.
Well, his football helmet made him down. Did you know that? Technically he is down because his helmet is down. Yeah,
dude,
that's what I was listening to on that Starsky and Hutch broadcast.
Look at my man doing everything in his power to stay alive, keep the play going. Dude,
I know it's crazy though.
Yeah,
I mean, it's kind of sick that when you see an athlete do something like that, and it's kind of ridiculous too when we look at pass, not pass, right? The replay, right? When we the challenge replay. I mean, it is ridiculous. We're oh, one blade of grass touched their foot, they're out of bounds. That's a special fucking moment right there. That dude just did something that's insanely, and I'm not saying he should get the benefit of the doubt, but good God, I was at this game where Mike Vick did this to us. And this is why I hate the Atlanta Falcons. I hate Mike Vick. And I actually started to root for Michael Vick after he went to Philadelphia and killed dogs. I know. People are like this. It's God, you hated Mike Vick after he killed dogs. I liked him better afterwards. Because he wasn't in the NFC South. And he
killed dogs, right?
No, because he terrorized my team for 20 years. He beat the ECU Pirates over and over. I was at the game where he jumped from the 5-yard line and 2 people hit him in the process. And he levitated above the ground this much. This little man jumped so far. He did something it was fucking miraculous. And they showed it all. We all had a perfect replay of it. And it was you wanted to hate against it. You know what I'm saying? It's I hate that sometimes we overturn the game because a great play is undermined by one blade of grass. But Christian McCaffrey today, dude, I mean, he showed you he's a super elite, and he wears his helmet tighter than anybody.
I know.
Did
you
you
got
see
the
that
red
picture? Oh my God!
Yeah,
what is that, man?
I think it might also be a symptom of his receding hairline as well.
You think his hairline is receding?
Yeah, dude.
Hey, you think?
Look
it's been running away. It runs faster than he does.
Hey, I tell you what, he has enough money that he should never go bald. They got all kinds.
Don't worry.
They got all kinds
Drew Brees hair in a minute. He'll get that Drew Brees hair anytime. I was wondering if he wore his helmet that tight to keep concussions away. Is it like the Luke Kuechly? Remember when Luke Kuechly wore that thing on his neck?
And that was the whole thing was it's supposed to help prevent circulation or something like that. I think.
Well, actually, it's like a cock ring for your neck. Way it's it makes you get extra blood in your head. So you don't have the jingle jangle in it.
But yeah, Luke Kuechly was wearing that. I kind of don't think that works the same for the helmet, though. I think
Christian McCaffrey's helmet is so tight, bro. Like this dude is like he believes in helmets.
Speaking of tight helmets, one of the things I will say, did you notice Cam Newton adjusting his helmet a lot?
When he did this joint,
yeah, but dude,
he's like, "Oh God, my hair is big as fuck."
And dude, whenever you have dreadlocks like that, I've noticed a bunch of guys have problems, like especially when they have those thick dreads. They've got problems keeping their helmets on sometimes.
Is he about to get that haircut?
No, I don't think so. No, I think Cam Newton is on the. I kind of believe that he's on that kick that he believes that there's power in his hair, which, by the way, he's right. Look at your boy.
I don't know. I feel pretty powerful. Well, I have hair other places, so we're good, I guess.
Yeah, man. But hey,
struggle is so real, bro.
Yeah. Oh, dude, especially when you're.
I'm about to call Rhea right now.
No, but dude, you know what though? Hey, I found a play, and you said you didn't want to be too hard on Deontay Brown.
Deontay Brown?
No, I mean,
Dante Jackson.
No.
Look, the disease. Hey, look.
No,
Cody,
I'm talking about Derek Brown. No, I'm talking about Derek Brown. You said that.
DK was saying that earlier, though. He was confusing them earlier.
Yep.
So
it's like a sneeze, and like you caught it.
Dude, look at our.
Let's hear it. Let's see it. Let's see what it is.
Line on this play. By the way, there's Derek Brown right there.
All right, where we at? We're on the.
I don't know, but down
R35. It looks like we're probably at R40.
Okay. Roy, Derek Brown. Look how piss poor this is.
All right.
Pancaked. Look at the running lane that they have to.
What was that guy to do with Dante Jackson? Who we picking?
No, I never said Dante Jackson. I'm saying Brown. This guy.
Derek Brown. Derek Brown. All right.
Derek Brown. Right. This number one.
He's not even on the. Oh, what? He got smashed.
Dude, he got fucking pancaked. Do you see the football
all right,
player
rewind it again.
Lighting on top of him?
Everybody, look, this is good by their entire. Oh, and this goes back to the call. That's basically a 3-5, and that's what the caller was saying is that we're not putting enough defensive linemen up front. Rewind that to the beginning. I mean, if you think about it, yes, you do have Burns, and you have was that Marquise Haynes on the left? Who's 98? Look, this is a thin line. If you go Marquise 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, there's 6 offensive linemen right here going up against 1, 2, 3, 4 spread out defensive linemen. Wow.
And an undersized edge.
We thought they were going to pass there.
And
that's what we thought. We thought they were passing there. But they just ran it at
you're
us.
right, though. Listen, this is a heavyweight going up against a welterweight. Okay, and it was the same thing that happened to us in the Dallas football game too. But when they have that weight advantage, dude, look how well this is. They washed down the line. They got their blockers up to the second level. The tight end picks him up. Jermaine Carter Jr. has gotten, and I mean they have running lanes, man. I mean we thought that was fixed for us. Why is Phil Snow moving so far away from what has been successful for us the early part of this season, man? I mean, it's embarrassing. It's really embarrassing when you see shit like this.
We've been susceptible to the run game. Look, teams that have beat us have ran against us. Think about it. Like, who has truly beaten us? Dallas beat the fuck out of us. What did they do? What did New England do to us?
Ran all over us.
Yeah. And even if you go back to the Giants game, I don't know if the Giants ran all over us but like they did put up a lot against us. I want to come back to this. Is our defense as good as you guys say it is? And not you two on this podcast, but the earth. Like, what do you guys really think about this defense? Is that we want to say it's awesome, and I thought it was after the first 2 weeks, but we ain't stopped nobody yet. People have been putting up points against us.
We're not playing up.
We're not dominant. We're not dominant. We're just middle of the pack, bro.
How many calls do we have left?
Maybe 2 or 3.
2. Okay.
3.
Yeah, we're not playing up to our talent. We have too much talent. We have too much skill. It was a bad day, man. We have to continue to we have to continue to be better than what we have been, and we have to play better at home.
All right, next call.
I think we all gotta give a round of applause to Cam. I mean, he played a heck of a good game. I think he did get sacked. But I mean, he did a good game, especially in the first one. He got that touchdown for us. And yeah, I think we just gotta fix up our defensive line. And I think that this team is still a playoff team, but we just gotta fix a few things with our defense. And
there's a little baby pounding. Cody last name.
Keep pounding. Hey man, let's respect this kid's call, man. He's bringing the knowledge, man. He's not.
This is week. This is second week.
Hey, how about this? The Panthers need to bring in this kid for some evaluations, man. Like they need to listen to this kid. Yeah, super smart kid. 100%, Jeff. 100%. I love the calls, man. We love that you call in. We appreciate your call. And dude, Cam Newton coming back today. That was a big shot to the arm, and our defense has to play better.
Don't tell your parents about Tony's metaphors. 252-228-5098.
Hey, what's going on, fellas? Man, my name's Kiefer, all the way up here in Portland, Oregon.
Oh, we heard you.
Dedicated.
Yep. All right. And, here, I want to play this for you. Here's another old school intro.
Joey wanted you to play his.
Panther Nation C3 Podcast, brought to you by
CarolinaCatChronicles.com. Man, just out. You guys joking. We working at the same time. Putting the work in as a team.
My favorite night of the week is we're gonna go out there and we're playing to win. We're not out here just to show up. We're out here to win.
I don't want guys that want it. Because really, who does it? Nobody wants to win. Everybody wants to win. I want players that hate to win.
Well, this embodies everything that we are as a team, as an organization. Our motto is keep pounding. And that's what we do. What I'm saying?
It's Tuesday night, 9 p.m. Tony Dunn here, bro. I've been doing these. I've been on these streets for a minute, folks. I could play you some old intros. They were fun, man. You know what? It's been hard to get. I might be able to make one out of Phil Snow's and scruffy voice. But right now, Matt Rule or Matt Drew, Matt Fool, Rat Mule.
All the above.
Yeah, I mean, like they
How about
got
Matt
to.
Stool?
Ooh, love it. Matt Stool. Like doo-doo. Matt doo-doo would be the other one, like my stool. I like that. And you know what? You got to prove us wrong, man. And here, I hate to tell you all this, is that this exactly what would have been happening on this podcast if we were kind of comfortable in our skin enough at that point. Actually, it might have been the year before we started the podcast that Ron Rivera went through a similar struggle. Kind of optimism in year one as a head coach. Second year, just wasn't doing it. And his struggle was with the defense. They were calling for Ron Rivera's head. We were, as Panther fans. But he always plays good in November and December. I would not be surprised if he plays just well enough. Well, he always does that. Just well enough in November and December to save his job. But in 2013, we came out slamming under Ron Rivera. You got to wonder, man, today's a big win for their organization. They beat Tampa Bay last week. They come in here in a revenge game. Man, like, look, this is Ron Rivera MO, bro. Y'all hate Ron Rivera, but he came and Ron Rivera us today. And congratulations to him and the Washington football team, CK.
Yeah.
Man, that's like, think about what this does for their season.
I mean, it's a shot in the arm. I mean, last week was, a huge momentum shift, right? And to win 2 in a row against 2 of the better, what many would say is the better defenses in the league, and to have Taylor Heineke play the way he has. Like, here's the thing: is like Taylor Heineke, he didn't throw for like 400 yards, right? It wasn't like we were just giving up yards after yards, but this offense basically was the perfect. This is exactly what Ron Rivera wanted every single one of his offenses to be like when he was with the Carolina Panthers. He wanted the pass game to be efficient, but he wanted the run game to be the one thing that maintained, and that ate the clock up and everything. And they did that very well last week. They did that very well this week. How many 5-6 minute drives did they have? It was just unreal how many there were.
That is it's a Ron Rivera game, bro.
Yeah, it is.
He just wants to bludgeon you, man. He wants to, and Cody, you're a UFC MMA fighter.
Oh,
he wants to ground it. He wants to get you on the mat.
He's gonna out wrestle you. He's gonna pass into full mount. He's gonna drop some elbows on you. He's gonna rough you up, and he's gonna bloody you up, and you're gonna be exhausted afterwards.
His halftime speech has to be better than Matt Rule's or Matt Jules.
Oh, it's gotta be.
Matt Stool, Matt Fool, Matt Rule.
And I mean, I don't want to hate on. I don't want to kill somebody in their own career right now, but I mean, if we're looking at everything, Keith's coming back to this. Man, what do you do? How do you continue to argue for? What are the reasons we should not be focusing criticism on Matt Rule? I'll ask you that right now. What are the reasons that we should be defending a Matt Rule for a 3rd season?
There is none. Next question.
Wow. There
is none. Do you have anything, CK?
Is that bad?
I mean, honestly, I've been somewhat of a defender of Matt Rule, but I'm right there with you. I'm kind of in the same boat,
I mean, yeah, it's like, what do you say? It's not about us tearing down somebody. Is what you say is the strength. That's what I want to know, is what do you say is the strength of Matt Rule as a coach so far? Not trying to tear him down. Let's try to build this man up.
Right.
And I bet you that all of a sudden we're trying to have this strength conversation. It's tough to have it. And that's the sad part about it. Let's go with the last call of the night, and we got some housekeeping duties to do.
Hey guys, it's Joey.
It's Joey.
And
Joey.
I just wanted to say I was actually at this game. I had a real good time because I got to sit up in the nosebleeds today with all the diehards, and yeah, that was fun. And
well, at least you couldn't see it.
I mean, it was actually a good game. It really was. I mean, Joe Brady. Oh my God, Joe Brady fucking sucks, dude. Fire Joe Brady chants were definitely going around.
Joe Brady?
And I said fire Joe Brady, and the lady next to me was like,
very little.
Yeah, I so agree with you there.
He did plenty.
And the 3rd quarter reared its ugly head again.
It did.
And of course the Zebras, they didn't help much, but
nope.
Do they ever help? So there's that. Then there's underestimation. I think Cam played good. Cam is definitely better than Sam Darnold. But one of the issues I have with the coaching staff is that if something works, they won't do it again.
Yeah.
Like what worked in Arizona, they did not do. What worked in Atlanta, they did not do against the Patriots. What worked for the first 3 games, I don't know if it was just they had tape or he strayed away from doing that, or maybe a combination of both. And this applies to all our coaching staff too. This applies to Matt Rule, Joe Brady, and Phil Snow. And I mean, we've been handling Phil Snow with kid gloves for a while, rightfully so. But I mean, I don't think his play calling was the reason we lost.
No, not at all.
Our defense was sort of leaky today, but they did make a lot of huge plays. They did get a couple of sacks. They did hold on third down a few times.
Not enough of the right. They didn't.
And the fans.
Everything
man. The
is
fans were great.
situational,
That's
bro.
because I was up in the nosebleeds with real fans. Anyway, guys. Wow.
I like how he act like this is the first time he sat in the nosebleeds. Good God. Welcome to my life. When it comes to the team, man, the defense, they just like some situational things that were problematic. And football is situational. So, yeah, you can have some turnovers that really create some good situations, but it's situational.
Yeah, and it goes back to what you were saying about. It goes back to what you were saying about Matt Rule. We're trying to find reasons to build him up. Trying to find reasons to say, hey, what has he done for us? And I think that's a really good criticism of our coaches. Whenever we do something successful, we move away from it. So early in the season, our defense wasn't letting anyone run the ball, and now seemingly everyone can run the football. How about this?
Maybe people weren't trying enough.
But if you want to go on a smaller microcosm, look at that first drive where on offense, we were, or I don't know if it was the first drive, but we were able to put the ball in the end zone with Cam Newton to DJ Moore. And we had a really good connection going there with DJ Moore.
It was scripted, though.
And then we moved away from it. Yeah, but still, if you're able to script it, then
we did move away from DJ.
Later.
We moved away. We've actually moved away from DJ for like 7 games.
Yeah, and we have to get better, man. None of our coaches are putting us in a position to play complementary football. Either one steps up and our defense shows up and our offense is non-existent, or you have a game like today where, in Cam Newton's first game as a starter, he has to once again don that Superman cape and and have to do everything and put the team on his back, and the defense disappears. We can't have it. We have to start playing complementary football.
All right, you guys know we got the final segment of the show coming up where we give the dab on them pick as well as a talent shame pick. Actually, both Cam Newton inspirations, right? So Cam would dab on you, and then back in his rookie and sophomore year, he would wear the towel on his head, and people be all mad about him. We got that. And as I play this last call, I got a challenge to CK and to Cody. And I want you to tell me the most positive thing about this team, or one positive, one negative about this team going forward. And then we'll do our dab on picks. Final call tonight.
What's going on, y'all? It's the J to the J to the E to the double T. I got time podcast calling in for the first time. I just want to let y'all know something. I love y'all show. I listen in every single week, but my problem actually comes with Matt Rule.
So glad it wasn't me.
He needs to go. He needs to go. He's not doing it for us. We got Cam back in the building. We're calling horrible plays. 4th and 3, we're not throwing the ball to anyone outside of Christian. We have a problem here. We need 5 games to get into the playoffs, and we're not making it. Hey, yo, Cody, I need you to tell me, man, what's the plan? What's the move? What do we got to do to make it to the playoffs? I'll be listening in.
My man, what a call.
What we got to do. Man, so look, first of all, we have to start getting the bigger bodies up front on our D line, man. We have to stop letting teams put 2 tight ends in there and just run the football all over us. Our interior has to play better on both sides of the football. Something that we didn't mention today, Tony Dunn, is that for as complimentary as we've been lately of Michael Jordan, today he got dog walked back into Cam Newton's lap on numerous occasions. Dude, don't fight me on this, please.
I will. I'm going to fight this one on you because I'm going to point down on the other side.
You didn't see the film.
With John Miller. Every time John Miller plays on this line, we suck.
Dude, no, it wasn't. It was fucking Michael Jordan. That was the play where Cam Newton hit his hand on his helmet. Michael Jordan did not play good football today. Granted, he was going up against 2 of their better pass rushers, but the song remains the same. Right now, the interior on both of our defensive line and our offensive line, they have to play better. I Got Time podcast if we're ever going to be able to make a playoff push. We already know that Cam Newton can do the job. We know that we have the weapons to be able to get the ball downfield. Our coaches have to put us in positions to win football games with better play calling, better alignments on offense and defense, and we have to have some consistency, man. Right now, we play so bad at home. It's terrible, man. That's part of the reason why we don't have the home field advantage that we all wish that we did. So if we want to make a playoff push, it all starts in the trenches, and we have to be better.
CK, what is your positive thing about this team? Other than Tony's right that John Miller's way worse than Michael Jordan.
I would say my biggest positive is we have the pieces outside of the offensive line. Like out of everything, yes, there are some problems, right? There are some things that can be fixed. There are some things that were just really bad today. But we have the pieces. We have the linebackers. We have the secondary for the most part. We have the defensive line. We have the wide receivers, the running back, and the quarterback now. The only thing we have to complain about now is coaching and O-line, right? And if coaching is bad, right, obviously then we're going to be able to have a different question. But right now we have everything we need. The rebuild is already done, in my opinion. And we need to be able to kind of start figuring out outside of, like I said, we've got to build that wall that we've been trying to build for a decade, it seems. Other than that,
worry.
I mean,
we're not used
positives.
to it. We're Americans. Right? We don't build fences.
Right. So I'd say that like the positive is being able to know that come Sunday, we have a chance against anybody that we're going to be facing.
Cody, you're positive.
My positive is that Cam Newton is still a franchise quarterback, and he always has been, even in the down years, even when people wanted to mock him and criticize him for injuries or his outfit or inaccuracies or whatever. Cam Newton has always been, since the moment he was drafted, the heart and soul of this Carolina Panthers team. And damn it, we were in it until the very end of the game. Until the very end of the game, because of the leadership of someone like Cam Newton. There were Panther fans in the bank today because of Cam Newton. David Tepper drove the ticket prices higher and higher and higher because he knew people would put it down for Cam Newton. Cam Newton is a game changer. Cam Newton is the reason why the Carolina Panthers still have a chance going forward to be a playoff team. It might be a wild card. We might not win the division, but this Carolina Panthers team always has a chance. And you know what, Tony Dunn? It goes back to what you told me that day on the porch. As long as Cam Newton is under center,
it's a different feeling,
I feel good about our chances.
It's a different feeling. You have a chance. You always have a chance with Cam.
Like that,
it's
like
a
the
different
game.
Feeling.
The game today, when he got the ball back with 2 minutes left on the clock, we felt there's a chance, dude. Like he could come down here. You felt like there was a real chance. And then, you obviously have dumb mistakes. I think there was a holding call that called back something, if I'm not mistaken. But other than that, it was a pretty, it was pretty nice to have that change of optimism that we haven't had in a couple of years.
Here comes Mama Cam for you. That's me, defending Cam at every moment. I was waiting to pick my kid up like Starsky and Hutch said at because the final play didn't matter. But when it was 4 minutes left or 3 minutes left and we were down at that point, we gave it like we had a chance to march the field. I was like, oh, no pressure. No pressure bringing Cam Newton back where he only had 7 days of work and this and that. It's like no pressure. We always put all the pressure on Cam.
We always find a way.
You're supposed to. I mean, I guess like that's what happens when you're a personality like Cam. You know what? You get the pressure, you deserve the pressure. Positive for me, guys, is the offense won the problem today. Finally is that as we try to find reasons why we lost and this and that, is that we put up 21 points this week. We put up 34 last week. We put the offense in some difficult positions, right? Is that like, look, as they get the ball to Cam on the 4 or whatever, we have a starting quarterback that has only been with the team for 2 weeks, and his personality alone probably willed 14 of those points. I mean, think about that. Cam Newton is responsible for a lot of points over the last 2 weeks. So that's the positive. Is finally Joe Brady gets breathed a little life back into him, or respect from my position. And now we're turning our attention to the defense. All right, negatives. One negative about this team that you want to talk about. Sorry, I want to hang out with you guys for like 3 more hours. So I'll keep asking you questions. Cody, one negative.
Yeah, I'm gonna say the negative today. I'm gonna say Dante. I mean, not Dante. I'm gonna go Derek Brown. I could say Dante. I'll leave that if somebody else wants it. I kind of feel like
no, we're not doing players. We're not doing talent shame. We're doing negatives of. Don't worry, we got talent shame. We need to.
Yeah, I mean that. I mean, so what? Okay, so I have an opportunity to say Dante and Derek Brown because yeah. Okay, so then I'll start. I'll start with Derek Brown. I feel like for what he was drafted to be, drafted inside the top 10, he's not a top 10 pick. And I'm not trying to say that to belittle the man or say that he's not a good football player. He wasn't worth a top 10 pick. And I'm sorry, he just isn't. And his recent ailments and run defense to me have bolstered that. So that's going to be my negative.
I can't wait till I get one of my missions for the next year is to get Cody press credentials, because I want Cody Lashney representing C3. He lives in Charlotte. He can do it. I'm gonna get you. That's like my goal for the next year is to get you press credentials, and I want you to. I hate to say it, roll up to Derek Brown and say that exact statement.
Oh, I'm gonna roll up.
Can't wait, bro. So
I might if that ever happened, I might have to erase my entire Twitter profile.
Everybody's going to Cody's Twitter right now. Just a screenshot.
No, dude.
No, man, you're the only person. No, it's gonna be wonderful. You gotta stick to it. And you know what? Cody, you got bigger balls than all of us, bro.
I'm not afraid to ask questions.
Don't let them shrink. You always stick to your guns, man. You don't ever back down.
And I'm not afraid of being embarrassed either. Like,
where does he die at? Where does he die at, CK?
Hill, baby.
On that hill.
He dies on that hill.
Man. Hey, when I pick a position,
all right, what's your negative, CK?
It's going to be something that I've said time and time again. Joe Brady has failed to evolve to the NFL.
Wow.
And Joe Brady has every opportunity to be able to change how he coaches, and he continues to coach in almost the identical way that he has prior. Obviously adding in some things to help, that kind of go to Cam's strengths. You got to give him some credit for that. But for the most part, when it came to third down, Christian McCaffrey being the only person that was on the read, on the route tree that was actually going to get the ball, that's a problem. I know some of that can be on Cam for maybe looking at Christian, because Christian is probably the, one guy he can trust to hold on to the ball. But I still think when you look at this offense, you're not seeing, like, his most creative play was the Christian McCaffrey pass back to Cam Newton, and that didn't even really pan out the way that they didn't.
Was that a legal pass?
It was absolutely legal.
Thank goodness.
Yeah, it was fine. Yeah, there was nothing wrong with that play.
Yeah, that was the most creative thing that I've seen him do all season. It feels like, and so it just we're in a weird spot with him. I think that's my biggest negative is I have yet to see him actually take a step forward and show why he's a NFL caliber offensive coordinator.
So, by the way, Tony, before we go,
we still got a little work to do, bro. Don't worry.
But I know, but the results are in. Are the Carolina Panthers all black jerseys? Bad luck.
I won
with 316 votes. We have 58% saying no, 41% saying yes.
That's close for me taking the superstition stance. You're taking Mr. Ration. I mean, like, look, as people know, I bet you there was a good 15% of people that said I gotta vote against being superstitious, but I kind of want to vote for the other way.
You know what it is, Tony?
I'm right.
People like them too much. They look too fucking clean, man. They look too good. The all black and the blue. Dude, I don't care what anyone says.
For the score,
that
sucks.
is the most fucking fire uniform in the NFL.
The problem is this. The problem is they don't got a helmet to match. I think that's the real reason. The real reason is not black on black uniforms, though. The real reason is that they got a mismatched helmet. So imagine if you wore those beautiful uniforms and you look all fly and you accidentally had two different pairs of socks on. They kind of look similar, but they won't similar. You know what I'm saying? So you kind of got away with it. But every now and then your wife looked at you and be like, do you got the same socks on? And I got a problem with mismatched socks. I feel off kilter. I think that's the problem.
Let's
black
get
on black.
before we start having a conversation about socks, man.
No, but I'm saying that's where I think there's the problem is it's not the black on black that's the problem. It's the black on black without a helmet that matches. You ain't got a lid that matches your shoe.
I listen, dude, again, it goes back to a Panther is black. Why should we not have the all black?
Well, it's not our fault. It's an arcane rule by the NFL. You can only have one helmet. So we have to wear the silver helmet. It's a terrible rule by the NFL. I'm pretty sure they used to have it when they were trying to make the concussion protocol.
Yeah, you're not allowed to have two different kinds of helmets.
Right. Like, what the fuck does it matter what color it is? It's like, man, I'll paint that shit. Look, my kids at their school, there's a big giant granite rock in front of the school, and you can pay like $50 to have it painted for your kid's birthday or whatever it is. It's still the same fucking rock. You know what I'm saying? Like, if we get 3 Riddell helmets and they're just different colors, who gives a fuck what color they are? The same, made by the same manufacturer and the same standards. Ugh. That shit has been driving me nuts, and that's probably the reason we don't work. All right, did you guys do your negatives? Did I do my negative? I can't remember.
I don't remember if you did yours or not.
My negative for this squad is that the coaching staff has been underwhelming in big moments. Underwhelming in big moments. You know what I'm saying? Is I was really stoked about this coaching staff taking a step forward in the Houston game. I thought we were going to come out and smoke those fools. We didn't. The moment seemed a little bit too big for us. The Dallas game on the road, too big for us. In this game, I felt like it was not a must win for Cam, but not even must win for the Panthers. But I thought it would have been a great win for Matt Rule and David Tepper, and they just haven't gotten over the hump there, man. So that's my negative. Big moments not showing up. All right. Now we got to go to Dab on them. Right?
Yep.
There we go. Welcome back, man.
I just like doing it, man. Dab on them folks. Dab on them folks. Dab on them folks. They like seeing them. Tell me what to do. Dab on them folks.
That's what we do. All right, so this is our moment to hit you up with the player of the game. Player of the game. CK, who wants to take? You want to take it? You gonna take Cam? Go ahead. Let's do it.
I'll go the other way.
Cam.
I don't know if we do this very often, but I'm gonna go Taylor Heineke.
Oh shit! He went on the other team.
I mean, I'll be real about it. I mean, former
Heineke, the hero.
Panther, former Carolina Panther, never given an opportunity here, you know, and when he did, it was, you know, on a really bad team. He goes to Washington. He has an opportunity, and he's capitalized. Yes, he hasn't been the greatest, but he looked good today. I don't care what people say. He looked good.
He's a hero.
His throws down the field were miraculous. His fingertip grabs, like even when he was overthrowing them, those were still beautiful balls. They were just very close to where it needed to be. It was a little bit too over the top, but listen, I can't hate up on Taylor Heineke. Dude's a legend, man. I really wanted him to succeed here. It didn't work out, and obviously now he's doing his thing over at Washington.
You better not dab on no Terry McLaurin next, Cody last name.
Fuck no, dude.
Fucking punching everybody on this.
Fuck no, dude. I would never do that shit. I'll tell you who I'm gonna dab on. I'm dabbing on Christian McCaffrey, man. I feel like
the best.
Yeah, Christian McCaffrey. He makes.
I feel like he's like a Rocky game that he's working out.
Every single game that he's playing in, he makes a play that's just like, oh yeah, only Christian McCaffrey can do that shit. You know what I mean? He's just.
I'm a believer now.
He really is special. He's an incredible football player, and I'm a big time. If you earn it, then you earned it. And so I think he earned my dab this week. It could have easily gone to Cam, but I gave it to Cam last time. So
when it comes to Christian McCaffrey, is for someone who I thought I was like trying to play the safer bet. I admit to this is I wanted Leonard Fournette, but I feel like I'm like a disciple of Christian McCaffrey, apostle. Like I saw him walk. I'm like Peter in the boat where he said, cast the net on this side, and I cast it and I caught all the fish. And then I saw this man walk on water. So I'm a believer in Christian McCaffrey. I'm a convert. So that's important.
Yeah.
Dab on him. Dab on him for me.
Dab on the phone.
I guess now we gotta not dab on Cam, baby. Dab. I'm dabbing on Cam. And I have with this whole podcast. I was like, what am I gonna not pick Cam? Jesus Christ, the dude. Sorry. We're talking about walking on water and this and that. It's close to it when it comes to football terms. This mug had 2 touchdowns on 2 touches last week. This week he throws how many? Rushes for 1? Shoot. Didn't throw no picks. Did a lot of good things, man. Brought a lot of excitement. Life is easier with Cam Newton on your team than it is without Cam Newton on your team. Been trying to tell you what I've been trying to tell you. You can be upset with the flaws of Cam, or you could just be so thankful for the dabbing on them that Cam does. And the t-shirt prices were too high, Cam. Too high. I ain't giving you a pass on that. At some point now, you kind of try to need to be a little bit a man of the people. You can't be a man of the people and then ask us to pay the bill. All right. Towel on the head. What y'all got to do? Maybe I should have saved that. Actually, I'll stick with it. Towel on the head from me. Phew. I mean, I'm going Matt Rule. Matt Fool, Matt Drew, Rat Mule, and I'm rooting for you to be a sensation. But there's been a lot of pressure put on young coaches out there. And at what point do we need to start seeing more productivity? Maybe not even productivity. It's just signs of strength. The weird moments, the outside noise affecting you. Maybe Ron Rivera and his robust chest with his arms folded succulently across them, as Mixon would say.
His ample chest.
His ample chest. Matt Rule, man, we need you to step it up. We need you to grow faster than we're asking these other people to grow. That's it. That's my talent shame. Y'all go.
All right. CK, you want to go first? You want me to go?
You go ahead. I have some that I have some in the chamber, just in case you pick the one that I'm wanting.
Yeah. So my towel of shame, it has to go to Dante Jackson. I think games like this are, especially after we've been doing nothing but heaping praise on Dante Jackson for his level of play and the things that he's been able to do, And again, here we go. Matt Rule in his most recent press conference was glowing about how good Dante Jackson was. And here we are again, dude, with another
no
scenario.
Contract for you, bitch.
Yeah,
damn it,
dude.
Poor Dante went out there like this. No contract for me.
It's like the fucking kiss
So
of
funny.
death, bro. Whenever
It's so
Matt
funny.
Rule gives you a bunch of praise, yeah, it's not a good thing. But I think we've been defending him a lot this year. We think that he's played his best football this year. And I still think that's true. But I think plays like today is where you see his deficiencies. Once it goes bad, it goes real bad. And he doesn't really recover very well from it. So, yeah, I'm gonna need Dante Jackson to put that towel on his head.
CK, I'm asking Matt Rule to give this podcast a thumbs down.
There you go. Yeah.
I mean, because if he gives it a thumbs up, they're trying to cancel us off of YouTube. All you guys got to do is give us a thumbs up. And that helps us a lot. Subscribe. CK, what's your talent of shame pick this week? You got them loaded up, chambered up. I like that. My man said I got them chambered. Tut, 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 tut.
All right. This is going to be an odd one, and you guys are going to have to follow me. My talent of shame is going to go to Cam Newton. Not for anything he did, but because his day that was supposed to be his coming home moment was ruined and marred by things that were out of his control. And unfortunately, kind of, he said in his press conference, it's still a special day, but at the same time, like, to have that happen, I know that's something that you kind of have. You kind of hold your head in shame when you come to a team. You really kind of light up the spark, kind of, find out that the team didn't live up to the expectation you even had for it. And I'm sure that's probably a problem for him. So, that's where my towel of shame goes. It goes to the original person who had the towel of shame become a thing, and that's Cam Newton. And that's, again, not to any fault of his own.
Maybe we should give it to the iconic Saga producer that's got to deal with this. Yeah, productions that got to deal with this week. He was hoping for the Cam Newton win week, just like we were. Now we got to make this Saga production better than it really was. And that's not even on Cam, but it's just like, this is what we got to work with. All right. This is what y'all got to work with, listeners. If you're still listening, y'all the best. And you got to work with us as we hang out whenever we can, as often as we can, which means every night of the week, basically, and talk about the Carolina Panthers. I do it because I got a great support system, great group of friends in the chat room. But my right-hand man, Cody Lashney, is wonderful, again, to walk hand in hand, shoulder to shoulder through these streets that we be running with the Carolina Panthers. Today was a tough day. We were bloodied, we're battered, but we will overcome on Tuesday, right?
Oh yeah, we always overcome. And by the way, if you haven't done so already, please hit the like, please hit the subscribe. We're continuing to grow the channel. Good. And yeah, hey man, look, we're at the very end of the show. We've done a 3 hour and 30-minute podcast. Still got 100 viewers. We're rolling, man. We're rolling. We appreciate the hell out of y'all, man. We love C3 Panther Nation, man. C3 family. We appreciate you guys. And listen, man, don't give up hope. I know it's bad. Today was really bad. Don't give up hope, man. It's too early. There's still too much football left to be played. We've got a bye week coming up, and we're playing two teams that we wouldn't necessarily say are the best in the Dolphins and the Falcons. Look, there is a road to the NFC playoffs. We just have to play better football. And let's see how these coaches and how these players respond to this adversity. And I have a feeling that now with Cam Newton back as our supreme leader, I think we're going to be all right.
Oh, like a nice roundabout. CK, how can they catch up with you before Tuesday? Because on Tuesday, we circle back here for the longest running Panthers podcast, 9 p.m. Tuesday night. We got a lot of work in between. But how can they catch up with you individually? Because you always got the bestest voice in the intranets.
Yeah. I mean, if you are interested in watching somebody stream a little bit, you can find me on Facebook or any of the streaming platforms. Codizzle Allen. If just want to be up on Twitter, Codizzle Allen. Pretty much anywhere. Codizzle Allen. Come show me some love. Ask me any questions, any suggestions. Again, apologies, guys. I've been super busy for the past couple of weeks. I haven't gotten those Madden simulations out, but I'll definitely make sure we get it out this week. That won't be an issue, especially since the holidays around the corner. And for those who aren't going to be with us Tuesday, happy Thanksgiving.
Happy Turkey Day.
Cody, real quick, just think about this. Is DJ Diva enough to be a number one? That's our first debate topic for Wednesday, and we'll churn them out. We'll probably do it Wednesday still, unless it's opposing to you. But we do debate my take on Wednesday night. We do the C3 beat check. They can follow your work on Twitter. Where?
Yeah, you can find me at Cody Lax. You see it right there on the screen. I'm very good at responding to people. I'm very interactive on Twitter. You can find me. Also, you can find all my written work. I've talked a little bit about the work that I've done through the draft, but Draft Network. You can find all my content there. I write first and second round comments for the Carolina Panthers. So please check that out at drafttech.com if you have not already. And also, look, every Friday at 7 p.m., we do the Friday free-for-all. And that is your show to come on and tell me what you think about the Carolina Panthers. There's no phone line. You can actually come on the podcast, be on screen, and tell us what you think about the Carolina Panthers, man. And we do it every Friday at 7 p.m., the Friday free-for-all. Join the cult of free-for-all. You know you want to. And that's it for me, Tom.
It is a cult. It gets a great amount of views because it's like the same 1,600 people getting together. It's wild how many people get together and just talk about the Carolina Panthers. They want their voice heard. We want to hear your voice on the C3 Panthers podcast. The number is 252-228-5098. My name's Tony Dunn. Be sure to subscribe to the C3 Panthers podcast. Smash the thumbs up button. Follow me on Twitter at @cat_chronicles. It is free to build Panther Nation together. We're going to have to lock arms because we cannot let this storyline fall on its own. Cody Lashney, I'm going to be reacting. I bet you this. I'm going to have a couple beers one night this week. I'm going to be feeling feisty. And I'll be like, oh, I haven't recorded shit for the internet in the last 8 minutes. So I'm going to watch these press conferences too, probably, and have some things to say about it. They got to hang out with us. I'll see you on Tuesday. Can you get us out of here, homie?
Tuesday night, C3 Panther family. We will see you then. Until then, keep pounding. Let's go.